They put the F in professional.
We have a woman who was born in the former Soviet Union, the Ukraine. She's a beautiful young woman. She is engaged to be married. Her name is Kira Sultanovich. You're getting married.
Getting married.
You want to have kids? You want to have kids right away?
Definitely want to have kids. Do
you have any nephews or nieces?
I do. I am a great aunt.
Mm-hmm.
But I get a little scared because the nieces are all at that age. Like you have girls, so you know.
Sure. Yeah.
I have a niece that's like 11. There's 13, 15, 17. You know, it's all like that scary age.
Oh, jeez.
Sure.
And the 11-year-old is the worst. Like, she's starting to dress sexy.
Uh-oh.
What is that? Like that? Doesn't that scare you when they start dressing
Absolutely.
like she wears little baby tops, little half tops, and there's it's like nasty girl or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so inappropriate. I told her, I said, if you have a T-shirt, you're 11 years old that says "nasty girl," it better be because you don't wipe your ass. You're 11.
And the airlines, they tell you all this psychological stuff to make you feel safe. Like every time you get on a plane, they talk about the flotation seat. And they explain it to you. Like if you go down, if you crash in the ocean, then this seat will float. 2 planes out of 100 go overseas. 98 out of 100 stay right here. So if you want to make me happy, you show me a seat that's going to bounce out of a cornfield. That's what I want. This is what
It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Whenever life gets you down, keeps you wearing a frown, and the gravy train has left you behind. And when you're all out of hope, down at the end of your rope, and nobody's there to throw you a line. If you ever get so low that you don't know which way to go, come on and take a walk in my shoes. Never worry about a thing, got the world on a string, 'cause I've got the cure for all of my blues. All of his blues. I take a look at my enormous penis, and my troubles start melting away. I take a look at my enormous penis, and the happy times are coming to stay. I gotta sing and I dance when I glance in my pants, and the feeling's like a sunshiny day. I take a look at my enormous penis, and everything is going my way. Sing along at home, why don't you? 2, 3. I take a look at my enormous penis.
It's not that hard.
And my troubles start melting away. Just Bob and Tom.
I take a look at my enormous penis.
And the happy times are coming to stay. Yeah, I got great big amounts in the place where it counts, and the feeling's like a sunshiny day. I take a look at my enormous penis, and everything is going my way.
I'm Bob and Tom now.
Everything is going my way.
Hey, look at these goobers.
Everything is going my way.
Hey, Chihuahua.
Everything is going my way. Yum.
Thank God that's started.
There you go,
Oh,
fellas.
sorry.
The enormous penis. Well, hi there. How about you? It's the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee somewhere making us breakfast.
Christy must be applying for a job today. What are you doing? You just won the Sally Jesse Raphael contest. You look great. What's happening here? You applying for another job?
Oh, you want me to?
Talk louder. Talk louder.
It is. It's very nice ensemble. They're good.
Oh, you heard that. The snotty thank you we heard.
We're
And
starting.
did you notice? And you noticed? There's a smell to her. Did you notice?
Oh,
Are you in perfume today?
No.
Have you been vabbing?
Remember the last time I did this, she worried all morning. Do I smell bad? Do I really smell bad?
Chick said I smell bad.
No, you know what stinks in here.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's
What
Pat
stinks?
Godwin who stinks.
He's not even in here.
back.
There he is.
Patty!
Oh,
It's good to be back.
And you know I know Pat's back?
How do you know?
he asked you for money?
No, he came. Well, that would have been. He came out of the ladies' room again.
Yeah.
You know, in the other building, there's a distinct men's room and ladies' room, whereas in this building, it's what do they call it? Unisex, which is a weird word. But for some reason, Pat insists on using the ladies' room in the other building.
I'm a very private man. Likes his intimacy,
He
his
likes
solitude.
I think
also likes to run the water while he's in the bathroom. I don't know what that's all about.
I don't want you to hear the sounds.
And my
What are you,
other,
Jackie O? What the hell?
my other favorite
And
part
worse.
is he keeps denying it, and then he admits it. I don't know.
No, I want to just halt the conversation and go back about 30 seconds when Christy said, does he think he's Jackie O?
That's right.
Jackie Kennedy was famous for running the water.
I thought it was Rose.
No, it was Jackie.
Where's
Was
Jackie?
I guess the cottages at Hyannis didn't
Very soundproof?
Yeah, but I didn't want to think that Pat was in there Jackie O-ing himself. That's kind of what it sounded like.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Well, Pat, I'm glad you're back. We couldn't continue with those great shows we had much longer.
Yeah.
I was listening. You guys are fantastic.
Thanks.
Much better without me.
No. Who said that?
Now, Pat, I'm very excited that you're back, and your timing could not be more perfect because a huge story in sports.
Oh, God.
Yeah, there's a huge story in sports involving your old hometown of Philadelphia. Oh. And you remember who QB2 is in Philadelphia, Willie?
You guys, anybody want to take a guess?
It's not Gardner Minshew.
It's Gardner Minshew.
He's back up there?
Yeah.
Really?
We have rules, don't we?
Is he in Philadelphia?
Didn't I think so. Yeah, he's and he's selling his. The story is
I
he's.
thought there was a rumor he could be a Washington.
He's been living in a van by his choice. He toured around the country, and Gardner Minshew, as you know, is in my top 5 NFL players. I love Gardner.
Why?
Oh, he's just a cool guy. He's
Okay.
having fun. You read so many negative stories about guys in the NFL.
So it has nothing to do with his football playing ability.
Well, he's a good player too.
Oh, okay.
He's fun to watch.
All right.
He's a backup.
He enjoys himself, yeah.
But he's a good guy. He sounds like
he's
a fun
marginal.
guy.
Yeah, he does.
But again, my point is it's fun to underscore the fact that a lot of the guys that play in the NFL are really cool, nice guys.
Here you go. He's from
Mississippi?
Flowwood, Mississippi. He is the Mississippi Mud Flap.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
man.
Yeah.
He has a 93.9 passer rating so far, and 518 rushing yards. That's his career stats. It's 518 more yards than I threw for in the NFL.
Is that a good rating?
93.9. Yeah, that's pretty good.
And he has his own song that we change up every time he's in the news. So
In the fall, normally. We typically do that during the season. I'm prepared to
the guy's
during
back
the
now. He's too lazy to do a song. He hasn't done anything for 3 weeks.
And now this message from Gardner Minshew.
Hey, baby. You want to come take a ride with the Mississippi Mud Flap?
Gosh, he's cool, dude.
See, how can you resist
He
that?
is so cool.
But the best story in the NFL today, I don't think Willie has heard this. I'm hoping he hasn't seen this. It involves one of his favorite players, and it's a really funny, cool story.
Is it the Darius Leonard name story?
Oh,
I already
I was
knew
hoping
it.
you
man.
hadn't seen
That's
it.
Shaquille
my
Leonard.
fault. I sent it to him yesterday.
I was hoping.
But somebody tweeted something about that a couple weeks ago. I guess that's how it's always been with his family.
Yeah.
I think it's just one of those things. When I go to the doctor, I saw my name William. You know, he put Darius, and that's not what people call him. People call him Shaquille.
And the point of the story is he's what's a better example? Someone who's their family calls them one thing, but then they go with a professional name.
Like me?
That's true. That's a good example.
Well, Christy, all her family calls her Poochie. I know
Poochie?
that.
Yeah.
Poochie.
Oh, yeah.
Poochie. Because when she was a kid, she was a little chubby, and her pants would pooch out in the front.
Yeah.
And they call her Poochie.
I thought it's because she looked like a cute little dog sometimes.
Hey, the way
Okay,
this
that
is
might
going,
be-
Christy,
that might be
you're not going to win no matter
Josh,
what
you
happens.
Christy, if you got up and left right now, I wouldn't blame you. The way the morning's been for you so far.
Let me give a better smell.
That would explain the smell.
No.
Yeah.
Are you trying to ruin the whole show? Could I give a better example?
Did she believe
Chick McGee.
Yeah, that would be Chick. Yeah.
Chick is called by some people Chuck.
Yes.
And now this is the same thing with Darius. Is referred to. Everyone in his family has always called him Shaquille.
It's his middle name.
Yeah, but we'll get to the story later. But it's kind of a cool, fun story.
Why would you bring it up now, then?
Because I was just trying to say, I was really hoping.
I wonder what more of the story there could be. I don't think there is anything else.
Listen, me pointing at my watch. It's a long show. And now we have Kermit Schaefer.
It is dedicated to members of the radio and television industry who have been the victims of these classic boners.
I was born too early. Oh, no, born too late.
You really want to be that guy, don't you?
I could have been that guy easily.
Oh, yeah.
These classic boners. Get us that guy. Get him in here.
We could just became that guy. You could be our own boner guy.
I could be the boner guy. When the boner happens, I could come in and, whoa, this classic boner. Brought to you by those yoga pads.
I think it's, if you ever watch the newsreels, they always have that guy with that voice. Lord. And when the atomic bomb blows, kids, get behind your desks.
Yeah, that'll help.
Sure, you'll be irradiated, but at least your skin won't be falling off when the temperature hits 5,000 degrees.
Vaporized, behind a desk or not.
Yeah, were they just laughing in the recording studio, just drinking scotch, going, these kids, this is doing nothing for
I
them.
hope not.
Brought to you by Dr. Weiler's cocaine powder. Dr. Weiler's.
Kids, on the go. You're S out of luck.
You want a little pep in your step? Try cocaine powder.
We'll be getting to some of those stories and more. I'm very excited about today's show. A lot of really
I told
cool
you about one of my favorite TV shows. It's called The Nick with Clive Owen.
He's one of my favorite actors.
And Bono's daughter's in it. And the end of season 1.
Bonnie Bono?
I don't want to give away anything, but he has an addiction problem. Bonnie Bono, that's right.
Josh is very pleased with himself.
Bonnie Bono.
And to get him off of an addiction, they give him a new drug that the Bear Company has just come out with. It's called Hero in a Bottle. You might know it as heroin.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
So if you're having trouble with addiction issues, try heroin.
Made from the freshest poppies round the world.
Well,
here we see Bears scientists.
Thank you, Clive. We'll move forward. Maybe you should start going by Clive.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Clive?
If Darius, Clive is very distinguished.
Clive.
I say Clive.
Yes.
Oh, Clive.
If I'm Clive, you're Ian.
Just a second here, Ian. Clive, what's coming up in sports?
Well, let's take a look, shall
I'm going to go with Diesel, if that's okay with you.
Diesel.
In what world are you Diesel?
In no world. That's why I want to go with that. Before we get to whatever you were going to say, I want to remind you about food because it's the summer. And guess what? The folks at HelloFresh get it. So they've decided, wait a minute. Let's do the Taste of Summer series.
You'll say Hello Fresh.
Yeah. You know how HelloFresh works. They do all the shopping. That makes life a lot easier. Save you that trip to the grocery store. They do all the measuring, which really makes it easy. Then they give you the cards with the pictures and tell you how to put it together. For example, Willie.
One of my favorites, the sesame soy pork bowl with chili mayo, cilantro, and crispy onions. HelloFresh sends you 10 ingredients. You put those together in 4 easy steps. And in just under a half hour, you have this delicious, colorful pork bowl from our friends at HelloFresh.
You didn't ask me to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you. Perfect for date night. But also great for the family. You know, my kids clean their plates, which is a rarity in my life. HelloFresh.com/BT Show 16. Why the BT Show 16? That special code will get you 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. The food is fresh. And they've got 55 different recipes to choose from each week, and it's really easy to swap things around with the app. Check it out. HelloFresh.com/BT Show 16. 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. Give it a shot. It'll help you. It'll help us. It'll help them. HelloFresh.com/BT Show 16. Coming up, Shaquille becomes Diesel.
Darius becomes Shaquille, and Dallas Cowboys have a small little problem.
Really?
Yeah, Jerry Jones no, Jerry Jones knew exactly what he was saying. Now they're trying to...
Well, I'm excited to hear more on the Diesel and Clive Show.
Thank you. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, guy, it's Kid Tarmac. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Take that to the bank. 24/7. I know.
I know. Good morning. I'm Mark Allison. Hey, it's one of my favorite days of the week. Wednesday, we call it hump day around here. Why? Well, it's right there in the middle of the week. It's the hump between Monday and Friday, and we celebrate hump day with two of our favorite female guests. That's right. Jessica Alsman from the Bits and Pieces podcast. Get lots of emails about how much men enjoy Jessica being on the show. And comedian relationship expert Allie Breen. We get a lot of letters from men talking about how they appreciate Allie being on the show, and you'll see why later this morning in the 9 o'clock hour with Sexy Time, or Dear Allie, or whatever you want to call it. It's our relationship letters that Allie Breen gets and from our listeners, and then we go over and try to help them with their relationships. There's been some great letters. I expect today to be no different on this Wednesday, July 27th. Thank you so much for joining us here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Chick McGee will be back and try to get through some sports, but Tom keeps interrupting. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee with your Bob and Tom Entertainment News Update. Chris Stapleton, Sheryl Crow, Nathaniel Rateliff, and the Night Sweats all going to be performing at Farm Aid this year. The lineup also includes, of course, Farm Aid board members Willie Nelson, John Mellencamp, Neil Young, Dave Matthews, and Margot Price. Farm Aid's going to be held September 24th in Raleigh, North Carolina. Harry Styles, Sam Fender, and Wet Leg are in contention for the Mercury Prize, which recognizes the best British or Irish album of the year. Styles is Harry's House, Fender's 17 Going Under, and Wet Leg's self-titled album competing with 9 others. That winner will be announced September 8th in London. And it's been under development for longer than Jackie Robinson played in the major leagues, but at long last, the Jackie Robinson Museum is open. Attending the opening in New York yesterday was his widow, Rachel Robinson, who turned 100 last week. Her 72-year-old daughter, Sharon, and 72-year-old son, David, were also in attendance. The museum opens to the public on September 5th. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show.
Norman, honey, what you doing? It's getting late.
I'm downstairs, honey. Just getting some cereal. Snookums.
Thank God he found it. I was getting desperate. I hope this works. You know, Judy tried it with Ted, and she said he's become insatiable.
Boy, will Snookums be in for a treat, because her hubby is chomping on the new cereal for men who are sexually dysfunctional. It's Nuttin' Raisin, honey.
This sure is tasty. Honey, I'll be right up.
Nuttin' Raisin Honey, the cereal that gets you up in the morning, or any time for that matter. Nuttin' Raisin Honey. Eat them from the bowl or right out of the box.
Hey, hi, this is Tom.
And this is Chick from the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Christy, what's the best way to get full access to the show?
Hey, what? You introduced me.
That would be to become a Bob and Tom VIP.
Very good. Now, Josh, what's a feature of Bob and Tom VIP?
Wait a minute.
Well, the live 5-camera video stream of the show, plus a podcast of the show and comedy from the Bob and Tom archives.
Excellent. Chick, what do you have to say for yourself?
Become a Bob and Tom VIP now. Just go to bobandtom.com/VIP.
See, that was worth the wait, wasn't it?
Hi, man. This is Donnie Baker. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Jim Gaffigan joins us in the studio. Jim is a veteran comedian and actor, famous for a couple of oddball appearances on Sex and the City.
But I am an actor and a comedian, but I'll tell you guys, I wish I was a film director just in everyday life, so when someone was telling me a boring story, I could just go, and cut! I didn't finish. We got it. That's a wrap. And cut! When you think about it, that would come in handy. You come home late, your wife's like, where the hell were you? And cut! All right, let's try it again. This time you don't care where I was. In fact, you're happy to see me. Let's try a topless. Action!
Another actor who wants to direct.
We'll be using that one.
Hello, this is comedian John Evans, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
My most recent marriage was a disaster. It made the wreck of the Edmunds Fitzgerald look like a fender bender.
Wow. Hello.
And you remember Lord's famous line about gun control, more or
Yes.
less.
The relationship taught me a lot. It taught me they won't sell you a handgun if you're crying.
Comedian Diana Jordan is here with us now. Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Since you've been here last, have you had any augmentation of any kind?
No.
Okay, it must be.
I'm wearing the Wonder Bra.
Is that? Are you kidding?
No. I just showed it.
Impressive.
Yeah. They call it the Wonder Bra because when you take it off, the guy wonders where in the hell you're.
Morning laughter just might be the best medicine.
If you want to turn your daddy parts orange, eat some Cheetos and watch some porn.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. For one of the rare times in the history of this show, recent history, we are skating at full strength.
Everybody's here.
Christy Lee at the news desk.
I got to leave at 7:05.
I almost left at 60.
What do you mean, Stinky? What's the problem? There's
Nothing.
Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey, chick.
That's right. You heard me, and you heard him. There's Josh Arnold.
Yes, with a fun grandfather saying.
Oh.
Oh, me too. I got a bunch of them.
That's caught the America by storm. There's Ace Cosby manning the track phone hotline. He's wearing the hat of the team that's going to win the AFC West this coming season.
You are correct.
Las Vegas Raiders. There's Willie Griswold.
The Chiefs are done, Chick.
Chick McGee. Chiefs are over. They're so over. And here's Tom Griswold.
We have some cool NFL news this morning. In fact,
I don't know if it's cool.
Oh, I think the story about Green Bay Packer quarterback.
See, that's the PR department. You might have heard of them. Bang Brothers PR. They're in charge of endearing Aaron Rodgers to America.
I think it's cool.
They took another step forward yesterday. Do you really?
Yeah, we got a cool Aaron Rodgers story coming up. We've got a cool story about a guy in the NFL changing his name, asking the press to change his name.
What about that story out of Chicago?
Which one is that?
Go ahead, Tom. Or Ace.
Wait a minute. I've been mistaken for Ace.
Just tell us, will you?
That the mayor's proposing putting a dome over their stadium? The new one that'll be out in the suburbs? No. Soldier Field.
Are you serious?
You know,
well, they got to decide where they're going to put it first. Welcome to Half-Ass Sports with Ace Cosby.
Okay, well, we'll get to that all coming up.
Mayor Lightfoot, it might have said.
We've been asking you to send us phrases that maybe your grandma, grandpa, mom, or dad would use. We've had some just absolutely great things that
Ace,
they've
do
said.
you have anything your grandparents might have said?
I'd have to think about that.
Okay. All right.
I'll get back to you.
Okay, here's one I did yesterday. This comes to us from Joe. My dad would see a curvaceous woman. He'd say, "I'll bet she wears that skirt out from the inside." It's just so interesting. I don't know what
love
it
that.
means. I just love that.
This is a fun sort of witticism. Not so much like a saying, like an everyday sort of. But John said his grandfather would always say, "That Pat Pending must be a smart guy. His name is on everything."
That's terrific.
That's a lot of fun.
You know that Pat Pending was a villain on Batman and Robin.
I didn't.
The TV show.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
and
A lesser villain, surely.
Yes. I forget who played him, but it was
Here's one.
evil inventor Pat Pending.
I've heard this one. Useful as a screen door on a submarine.
Yeah, that's good.
And then Charles writes, so dumb he'd eat soup with a fork. There's a bunch of great ones here. Here's again, you can send us these at bobandtom@bobandtom.com. Here's one from Aaron. Ask my grandma what was for dinner. She'd say, fried farts and garlic. That is just so great.
Wow.
Here's one. This is from Pam. She goes, my great-grandpa would get mad and make the idle threat, I'm going to slap a string of pee out of you. That is just weird.
Getting hit so hard.
All right.
And here's one from Pam. My dad would always say, if they put your brain in a goose, it would fly backwards. Here's one. My cousin would always say, "She's so ugly, Ray Charles flinched." We got a lot of them. Keep them coming. We've gotten more than 500 of these overnight.
Yeah, Mark's having a great
Well, maybe we should just say stop for now, and we can go through
No,
the
do not stop.
Did you?
No, that's what I was hoping for.
I got a roll.
No.
This is way too much fun.
Yes, King.
Oh, God. Here's one from Chad.
Doesn't mean
I work with an older gentleman. When referring to a good-looking woman, he'll say, "She's so hot, I'd drink her bathwater."
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's
I've heard that.
It is a variation on that that involves dirtier water. I'd drink a cup of that to get access to. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Let's see, where were we? We were talking with Chick McGee. What's going on over there?
Training camps opened across the NFL yesterday. I think the last team to report would be your Commanders sometime this afternoon there in Virginia. But the biggest offseason question remains unanswered, Tom, with your Cleveland Browns. They still don't know how many games or if the entire season will be lost for Deshaun Watson. He's still waiting for retired Judge Sue Robinson to issue a ruling following his disciplinary hearing that concluded almost a month ago now.
A judge named Sue. A little on the nose, isn't it?
Sue. S-U. The Players Association requested a decision by the start of training camp, according to a person familiar with the process, who spoke to this reporter. The discussions are private. Robinson, a lifelong Browns fan, I added that. She jointly appointed by the league and the union. She's okay with both of them. They had no obligation to meet the deadline. Representatives hopeful the decision comes this week. And if it does, your ESPN viewing will be ruined for the next 3 to 4 days. However, tomorrow starts the weekend, Tom, and then Saturday, NFL Network covers all the training camps from 6 a.m. to midnight, man.
And your team now, you're comfortable referring to them as the...
No.
What are they called again?
The Commanders.
Oh, the Commanders.
Not as bad as the Guardians, but close.
Well, that's a good name, too, the Guardians.
Yeah, Josh, I like it when you hit it that way.
The Washington Generics. It is so pathetic. They could have gone with something. I think the Red Tails in honor of the. Never mind. It's
the Green Bay Packers.
Do you have any of the merch yet?
Who would buy? I've got a couple T-shirts. What's it to you?
Does it have a big C on it for Commanders, or do they spell it with a K in honor of their German heritage?
The Commandants.
All right. No, but somebody's already said we have to, like the Buccaneers or the Bucks, stuff like that. So the Commanders would be the commies.
That's appropriate for Washington.
Yeah. Is that right?
You paid your taxes lately? Half? Seriously?
Here's the New World Will Rodgers. It's Tom Griswold. Boy, them Republicans and them Democrats, they chasing their asses with a flashlight.
Will Rodgers really caused the stir when he said that.
And
back in the...
Oh, yeah. Quite the stir.
Now, once again, we were talking about that announcer voice.
Yes.
So that's because we got into a
let him speak, Tom.
Discussion yesterday with Willie about the word boner.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what the issue was?
Yeah, someone said that their grandma used to say that someone popped a boner and all the kids would laugh because my grandma calls roosters cocks, and I think she knows what she's doing. I think she's a dirty old broad. And I imagine that this dirty old broad is also a dirty old broad saying popping a boner, and she knows what we all think, but I guess it means make a mistake. But I'd never heard that it
boner means you make a mistake.
I've never heard it.
Well, I really pulled a boner on that exam.
And you'd not heard that at all.
And so we found these old records by Kermit Schaefer were Pardon My Blooper, in which they would recreate alleged errors on the radio and on TV and stuff. But this was part of the introduction.
It is dedicated to members of the radio and television industry who have been the victims of these classic boners.
We added the part at the end about the classic boners, but it's that old announcer voice, like in the newsreels, And it reminded me of this.
From Chicago, comedian Mike Toomey here with us. How's winter treating you? It's been rough all over the country. It's been
really horrible.
Hot where it's supposed to be cold where it's supposed to be hot.
Driving in this blizzard, last week we got nailed with it, and I'm sliding. And this is the weirdest thing. This is where you start trying to apply your driver education skills to actual driving 30 years later or 20 years later. I'm sliding off the road, and this voice comes back in my head. Remember the films, the old...
Yeah.
When your car starts to slide... steer in the direction of the skid. Which I'm skidding towards an oncoming semi. It's that philosophy, when someone shoots you, move in the direction of the bullet.
That's that guy. I haven't heard. I'm getting all teary-eyed.
Fall directly on the knife. You know that guy, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to kill that guy. I mean, my nightmares I'd hear is because he did all the anti-drug films that they made in the 50s and never updated. At least when I was in high school, still running strong. The black and white kid with the crew cut. Billy got mixed up with the wrong bunch of boys. They want Billy to sample marijuana. Careful, Bill. It's the devil. Careful, Bill. Billy succumbs to peer pressure and underestimates the power of the evil weed. Look out, Bill. You can't stop that locomotive with your face.
Mike Toomey. Thank you, Mike. And the film strip guy.
Oh, yeah.
Who's, is he still out there anywhere?
Well,
probably not.
I mean,
I would think not.
No, is there anything that's... you'll notice, for example, on television commercials, I think that the announcers have gotten a lot more, I would call it street.
Yeah, now they're just people. Yeah.
A little more normal.
Or they're actors, many of them.
Yeah, a lot of them are
very
that
hip,
too.
Tom. That's right. They're street. That's right.
That's a professional term. That we
is
use.
it?
Really?
Okay.
That we use. Okay. The announcers?
Yeah, I had an encounter one. That's really too much. It's more of an off-air discussion. I'll tell you in a minute. But the street is the politically correct way to say certain things.
Well, now that you've said that, I don't think it is.
I'm sorry.
Hey, more going on at the NFL training camps today. Yesterday, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones is in a little bit of hot water. He used some controversial language yesterday at Cowboys camp in beautiful Oxnard, California. During a press conference, Jones used the M word, as in Mary.
M.
As someone short of stature, while talking about former Cowboys executive Larry Lacewell, who he described as being a short person. Jones began the hour-long media session with unscripted remarks that included acknowledging several people affiliated with the Cowboys died in the past year. Those included former Cowboys executive Larry Lacewell, who he called him Lace. That was his nickname.
So he was trying to be nice, but he referred to him as being very short of stature with...
Lacewell, as they say here, comfortably under 6 feet tall, died in May. He was 85. Jones was among the members of the Cowboys organization to attend a service in Arkansas for Lacewell. Jerry said, quote, Stephen, his son, and I went over to Jonesboro, and a lot of our staff, certainly our scouts, and wanted to give a big memorial to Lace. Lace held court out here in Oxnard, here at training camp. I'm going to get me somebody, maybe M, to stand up here with me and dress up like him, and everybody will think Lace is still out here practicing with us.
Oh my gosh!
So he was kind of just freestyling up there.
You can see his PR guy starting to sweat.
Then the quote ends with, we all need our props. But here it is to Lace, really, and I'm quite serious about that.
Wow.
Oh well, he was trying to be nice, but perhaps picked the wrong words.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jerry. Okay.
And also yesterday, the big story. If you watched any sort of sports broadcast at all, you saw Aaron Rodgers arriving at training camp dressed like Nick Cage from Con Air, including the brushing his hair back with his hand and shaking it in the wind. And I have to think he did it on purpose, but.
And there's a photograph of the two, and they look exactly the same. He's got on a what do you call the formerly called a W?
It's an A. I believe there's a T-shirt and an A shirt.
Okay.
You like to call it, well, the street word for it would be wife beater. Yeah. Why are you laughing like that?
Because I wasn't going to say it. It's just,
really?
Sorry. Kind of a tank top thing, but like an undershirt.
Right.
A cut with it. He's got jeans on and he's got his hair back. And there's a picture of Nick Cage looking exactly like that. You think it was on purpose?
Oh, it had to be.
It's pretty funny.
It's too dead on not to be. That's what they were thinking.
Well, good for him.
And I thought he dropped his bag so a rookie could pick it up or something. He carried it for a little
He
bit.
looks just like him. That's pretty amazing.
Can you see his new tattoo? Is that on his arm?
Not in this picture.
I thought it was on his forearm.
Is he carrying a stuffed bunny for his daughter?
Put the bunny down.
Well, because someone else, I forget who it was, did a thing where they came. Was it Russell Wilson that showed up at camp?
Yeah, in his fashionably modest pickup truck. That was as big as a monster truck, by the way.
Yeah, and then Deshaun Watson showed up dressed like R. Kelly.
No, I don't.
That was a bold choice.
That was a bold choice.
That was a bold choice, too.
Now, given what happened yesterday, people believe you.
Yeah.
A lot of bold choices going on lately.
It's just a joke. Everybody lighten up a little bit.
No, I meant for him to dress that way was a bold choice.
Okay.
I don't.
Here, I'll give you a peek into your future. Mr. Griswold, calling it a joke does not excuse you from what you said on a broadcast meeting.
Well, Your Honor, since you're a
slam
humanless slit, or humorless slit.
But we've also got Gardner Minshew showing up at training camp, and
Let's
that's
not
my
get ahead
favorite
of
story.
ourselves. I can tell. I'm looking into Pat's face. He's not ready for Gardner Minshew yet.
Dad, can I ask you a question?
I'm never ready.
Dad, if you ever have to go to any sort of congressional hearing or just whatever it is, can you please wear a powdered wig? I think everybody would get a real kick out of that.
I think it'd be fun.
Do barristers still do it in England?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They sure do.
Absolutely.
I mean, you were made to wear a powdered wig. You've got that exact look.
Maybe you should just wear it all the time and not talk about it.
That'd be cool. Not saying anything to anybody.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah, just walk around one day just wearing a powdered wig. Don't even.
Well, this time of year, I always think of that time I went to a county fair, and a guy that I'd known for years was walking down the midway, and he was suddenly wearing a toupee.
Uh-huh.
And you can't say anything.
I absolutely would.
You would have said, "Hey, what's
nice hair, dude."
Let's go. You're going trying out the tube. All right, yeah, it looks pretty good. Like I would be encouraging if it looked all right, but if it was a friend of mine, you're allowed to say something.
It was really awkward.
See, that's the other thing. I would alleviate the awkwardness by bringing it up.
But it's awkward for you. That guy probably wasn't awkward. He's probably proud
It
of
must have been a little.
Oh, come on. He knows that I know. And
in fact, he should have been proactive and be like, hey, what do you think?
And by the way, it was a helmet of hair. It was like one of Jeff Beck.
Had he just won it?
Bangs.
At the midway.
Can you buy a powdered wig on the internet? Probably.
You can buy a wig and powder it.
You raise a good point, though. He should have gone, oh, by the way, I was just using the darts and I got all the balloons that gave me this toupee.
Didn't they use powdered wigs before penicillin to help against sexually transmitted diseases when their hair would fall out? I think.
Really?
I think that's.
I think they developed the Merkin. To have which is fake pubic hair because they would shave to get rid of the body lice.
You just wanted to say Merkin, but I think.
Oh yeah, we got all kinds of powdered wigs.
Short putt.
Okay, well, in any event, I think that Aaron Rodgers looks really cool with the T-shirt and the jeans, and looks like he smokes inside.
Cool.
He's got that. Yeah, I got a helmet ashtray. Go to hell.
Do you want the powdered wig with the ponytail, or do you want the ones that go all the way down like a?
I think they all the way down.
Like that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, they're all glorious.
Are we going pure white?
No.
I want slightly
Pure
red, like
white.
a young Thomas Jefferson.
The one coming down on the shoulders is like Sammy Davis wore on, laughing. You can't wear that one.
Yes, and I'm sure that the intention there was purely entertaining.
Here come the judge.
Okay. Coming up, we do have more NFL news. A very exciting story about Gardner Minshew.
Stop it.
And You go, Aaron Rodgers. You do your thing. I think he's going to be great. It's going to be fun.
And be more pompous, Aaron. Good job, buddy.
Hey, he's got every right to be. He's that good.
Yeah.
Coming
we'll
up.
See. You want me? I'll give you the Packers. You give me the field for the Super Bowl coming up. Bet $100.
Wow.
I'll give you the Packers. I get the field. Everybody else.
Man.
I'll put in 100. You put in 1,000.
You're putting in that.
That would be more.
That'd be the Vegas.
Yeah, that would be more.
We'll find out the Vegas number, and I'm in.
And I get to punch you in the face with the Packers.
Now wait.
All right, now I've got it. Now I'm in.
Also coming up, Darius Shaquille update coming up for us, and
I think Darius is his middle name, actually.
a very unusual story about the meaning of laughter. Among friends versus among romantic partners. It's a little complicated, but really worth delving into.
Interesting.
Yeah, right now I want to delve into getting some sleep. The folks at Sleep Number have a great phrase. They say every great day starts the night before, and I do believe that. And I had a great night's sleep last night on my Sleep Number bed. Now, Chick McGee, you've got a Sleep Number. What is your Sleep Number setting?
100, Tom. I like a firm mattress, baby.
And conversely, we go to Christy Lee, and I say, what's your Sleep Number setting?
45.
That is a gooey, soft
It's not
mattress.
gooey. It's very comfortable.
For the purposes of this announcement, Christy, I'm trying to illustrate the fact that it's significantly different.
Yeah,
and then,
it's
of course, we
less-
go to Josh, and Josh, you're
65.
okay,
Yeah,
kind of
how
in the
about
middle
that?
ground.
Well-
But if you chose to be more like Chick, you could go with a 100
You're just right.
at the touch of a button.
Sure.
Yes, they should have the Three Bears do
Right.
these commercials for them, because the baby would go, my Sleep Number, 47, just right. Now, the point is the Sleep Number bed is fully adjustable.
It's only in fives, Tom.
I know, I was just joking. Of course, the Three Bears obviously don't talk. If the Three Bears
And they're
did the
not real good
commercials.
with numbers either.
Well, Paddington talks. Why can't the Three Bears?
Well, Paddington's a talking bear from a talking bear family.
Oh,
we all
okay.
know it.
Best movie in the last 5 years.
Go ahead.
Choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number. And right now, this is kind of cool. You can save $500 on the famous Sleep Number 360 C4 Smart Bed. A queen is now just $12.99. That is their lowest price ever. Yes. So now's the time to act. Get a great bed. Sleep Number. How do you find it? sleepnumber.com/BT show. I love my Sleep Number bed. Lots of cool stuff coming up. Also, news for you cat lovers, and a great story about what not to do involving pizza.
And perhaps another song from Pat, because Julio Jones signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers yesterday. And maybe it'll be Pat and Julio down in Tampa.
Or
I could do that.
Or me and Mrs. Jones.
No.
No.
Boy, you are between the street and that. Tell them we'll be right back.
We'll be right back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got something to say? Send us an email, bobandtom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Essential Morning Radio. All day and all night.
Really? No, seriously. Really?
Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7.
Thanks so much for joining us here on a Wednesday morning. My name is Mark Allison. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. How you doing? Glad you could be here today. Jessica Alsman from the Bits and Pieces podcast and Allie Breen, Sexy Time, as Tom likes to call it. Coming up on Thursday, a very special appearance by Jess Hooker. That's right, Hooker the Cooker coming in on a Thursday. We're not sure exactly what will be on the menu, but I know the food is always good when Jess is cooking. Also, our West Coast Mountain correspondent, Al Jackson. But I'm getting ahead of myself. That's looking ahead to Thursday. Today, the ladies, Jessica Alsman, Allie Breen, and you, right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Mark Allison with things you may have missed. A strong earthquake has killed at least 4 people, injured dozens, and damaged buildings in the northern Philippines. Patients were briefly evacuated from 2 hospitals in the capital. Scientists say the 7-magnitude quake Wednesday morning was centered around Abra province in a mountainous area. 3 villagers died, several more injured in 2 other provinces near there. A safety officer in a town said, "The ground shook like I was on a swing." President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., who took office less than a month ago, said the chandelier swayed and clanked in the presidential palace. He planned to travel to the hardest-hit areas on Thursday. Meanwhile, Buzz Aldrin's jacket, worn on his historic first mission to the moon's surface in 1969, has been auctioned off to a bidder for nearly $2.8 million. Sotheby's says the amount paid for the Apollo 11 in-flight coverall jacket, the highest for any American space-flown artifact sold at auction to date. The unidentified winning bidder outlasted several others in bidding that spanned almost 10 minutes. The jacket displays Aldrin's name tag on the left breast above the Apollo 11 mission emblem. Aldrin and Neil Armstrong became the first astronauts to walk on the moon on July 20th, 1969. And that's a look at things you may have missed. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
More from Grandpa's. Oof. This is so great. This comes to us from Lexington, Kentucky. According to Adam, his grandpa would see something out of the ordinary. He'd say, "Well, I've been to 3 county fairs and a goat screwing, and I ain't never seen anything like that."
And a goat screwing? So he's seen a lot, yeah.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, it's Roy Wood Jr. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
It's time again for 3 Questions With.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Phil Mondor, and welcome to America's most concise interview show, 3 Questions With, the exciting, fast-paced interview show where we ask 3 pertinent questions to today's biggest newsmakers. My guest today is presidential hopeful Ralph Nader. Welcome to the show, Mr. Nader. I see that you're sitting and ready to go forward with the interview. Are you comfortable, sir?
Yes. Thank you, Phil.
Didn't have any problems finding the studio, did you?
No problems at all, Phil.
Good. So, are you ready to begin?
Yes.
Thanks for being here.
This has been 3 Questions With. Join us next week for 3 Questions with Osama bin Laden. That's it. 3 questions.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You just ruined it.
NBC Sports, on their golf telecasts, they got caught putting in bird noises for ambiance, and a bird lover called him on it because he was hearing a bird that was not indigenous to where the tournament was being held. Can you imagine being the guy who had to field that phone call? Yeah, sports department. Hi. Listen, does this sound right to you? I guess I'm supposed to believe the blue-breasted whippoorwillow has decided to alter its annual migratory route to enjoy a little golf. Okay. I get it. I got one.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7. 24.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
Pat Godwin returns.
Hello.
It's the big welcome back show. There's Josh Arnold.
Hi.
There's Ace Cosby. Manning the track phone hotline hot phone. There's Willie Griswold. Morning. I'm Chick McGee. And here's Tom Griswold.
We have been asking you to send us phrases that perhaps your grandpa or grandma might say, or mom or dad, or coworkers, whatever. The old sort of salty kind of
colloquialisms.
Sometimes these bromides. Christy's holding a piece of paper. Have you got a good one?
Well, I think we've all heard this one before. A lady may be wearing some tight clothes. She looks like 10 pounds of sugar in a 5-pound bag.
So good.
Oh, yes.
Well, speaking of ladies.
It's a classic.
Working on heavy equipment, struggling to remove a giant stuck bolt, my dad would say, that's tighter than a tick on a tampon.
Boy.
That is just weird.
Well, you imagine a tick would be attracted to that.
You got to think a tick would
That
love
doesn't
a
want to
tampon.
let go of that until it's
like a takeout.
Got it all, right?
Yikes.
That is just awful.
When I was complaining as a little girl, says Michelle, my dad would say, quit beating your gums. Classic.
I've never heard that one.
This one, when referring to a rather malodorous
nice word.
gaseous event, we'll say, my grandfather would say, you could chase that one for a mile and still have to beat the crap out of it.
Save that.
Wow. Here's one from Kyle. He says, my grandpa used to say, I hope you don't F like you park, because if you do, you'll never get it in.
I have that on a business card. What? I'm not kidding. Somebody gave me that, like after a show years ago, and said, hey, you can use this sometime. And I've been waiting for the perfect time to use it. It's in my car.
No kidding.
And I can just put it under somebody's windshield wiper.
Oh, that's great.
Wait, you saved it? Yes. That's crazy.
It's all wrinkled and stuff because I've moved. It's been with me for like 15 years.
I thought you meant that you were like saving the line so you could say it to a friend. You saved the physical card so you can put it under someone's windshield
That's
wiper?
right. And I've seen bad parking and I still haven't used it. I'm waiting for the perfect time.
Wouldn't that be great if you were a billionaire one day, you just hired a truck and drove around with some kind of a crane and just people who park badly just pick their car up and take it away.
Yes.
Just take it somewhere. Just dump it. This comes to us, Pat Godwin, from Mick in Sarasota.
Hello, Mick.
Mick said, I saw Pat Saturday night. Awesome show.
Oh, yes.
Fun club.
He says, I've got a buddy that would say, that's about as, I got to use S for the S word. That's about as worthless as a chimney on an S house. You think about that. Who'd want to have a fire in there?
Yeah. No joke.
I like to be warm while I'm taking
Really?
People say that, I just need a place to sleep and a warm place to take a crap, right?
Okay. This guy writes, my father would say when someone passed gas, that's just a turd honking for the right-of-way.
I've heard that. Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Then Mick writes, my mom would always say, man, she looks like she fell out of the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of a classic. Mark, with a C, he writes, my grandpa used to say after seeing a large woman, if somebody told her to haul ass, she'd have to take 3 loads. Here's one from Travis. My father used to say God was handing out brains, and he thought you said trains, so he ordered you a slow one.
Oh, wow.
These are all great. Another one, of course, is this is a classic. Your breath is so bad you could knock a buzzard off of a wagon. And how about this one? She's as ugly as a mud fence.
I've heard that. I've not. That's so simple and good.
Okay, we got more of these coming, and please keep sending them to us. Things Grandpa might say, Grandma might say. Time for one quick sports story.
Well, get comfortable because this is going to kick off a whole bunch of talking by Tom. Decades-old mint-condition Mickey Mantle baseball card could break a record at auction. The collector's item from 1952 features one of baseball's most celebrated and charismatic legends and is widely regarded as one of just a handful in near-perfect condition. It's estimated the final cost of the 1952 Mickey Mantle card could exceed $10 million.
Wow.
When the auction ends August 27th. The card's current owner, Anthony Giordano, a New Jersey waste management entrepreneur.
Is that? What about it?
Play it cool.
You got a problem?
Nothing.
Don't worry about where I got it.
Don't worry about that or the retirement fund, okay? He bought it for $50,000 at a New York City show in 1991.
Talk about
a return.
Yes.
Wow.
And what's it supposed to sell for?
$10 million.
$10 million. Now,
and by the way, it doesn't come with the gum.
No.
But since it's Mickey Mantle, it comes with a case of vodka and a mean streak.
Oh, well.
I'm currently rereading Jim Bouton, Ball 4, the classic.
We go. Yeah.
And there's a pretty funny scene where Mickey Mantle is leading the so-called beaver shooters,
right?
Climbing on the roof of a hotel in Washington. And Mickey was the greatest, but some say that if he hadn't had his drinking problem, he would have been the greatest player of all time.
What was he doing up on the roof? Trying to get a
They'd go up there with binoculars.
Try to see a naked girl?
Yeah, they'd be looking around. Yeah.
Well, why?
You and your buddies never did that?
No, he's Mickey Mantle. Why didn't he just
ask?
Walk into any club and go, "Hi, I'm Mickey Mantle. Let's go get naked."
Yeah.
Yeah, no joke.
It works for me, and I'm Chick McGee. Wait a minute.
They're boys.
He probably could have banged Roger Maris's wife if he wanted to.
Remember, these guys are grown-up boys.
For sure.
It worked for me in Fort Wayne, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Grapes and Miller Lite.
And of course, every guy hears that story and says, "My mom threw out my baseball cards."
Yeah.
I had a bunch, probably not very valuable, but I had a lot of from the 50s from my older brothers. I had a shoebox full of them. But this thing is mint condition, and it's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Well, when we come back, we have more cool NFL news and more phrases from people you work with, people that may be your parents or your grandparents. My father used to always say, "Go ahead and take a chance. Columbus did, and he's dead." what does that mean? I don't know. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is the Bob and Tom Show. Tell us what you think. Call 888-BOB-TOM-1. More of the Bob and Tom Show next.
Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show.
Hello. Bonjour. The perfect gift has arrived for this single man. The new cologne from the makers of Clintorius and Bonaire. France's most noted fashion designer, yours truly, Mr. Béchon of Paris, has developed an exciting and stimulating new scent for men.
Honey, come on. You've been in the bathroom for half an hour. What are you doing in there?
Just enjoying my masturbation.
Mr. Béchon, just slap a little on, repeatedly.
Oh, God. Thanks, I needed that.
Is that masturbation?
Yeah, I think that's the sign.
Mr. Béchon.
Bob and Tom. You can pick your morning radio show, and you can pick your nose, but you can't wipe Bob and Tom on the couch.
Ooh, don't be wiping Bob and Tom on the couch. How many times do I have to tell you? Hey, thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. Catch any part of the show you missed later today right there on our YouTube channel. Hey, you can also stream the show live each morning as well. Just head to Bob and Tom's YouTube channel or head to YouTube and search The Bob and Tom Show. I don't need to talk you kids through how to get The Bob and Tom Show on the YouTubes. You guys know how to do it because you're just that smart. Hey, thanks for listening again. We've got Allie Breen and Jessica Alsman, two of my favorite ladies, on the way right here on a Wednesday on Bob and Tom 24/7. Good morning.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee with your Bob and Tom News Update. A giant Mega Millions lottery jackpot ballooned to over $1 billion after no one matched all 6 numbers and won the top prize. After no winner on Tuesday, the estimated jackpot for Friday's drawing will be the nation's 4th largest lottery prize. The jackpot has grown so large because there have been 29 consecutive drawings without anyone winning the top prize. Tuesday's numbers: 7, 29, 60, 63, 66, with the mega ball of 15. By the way, if you cash option that's $602.5 million. Another body, the third since May, has surfaced at Lake Mead. This one was found in a swimming area where water levels have fallen as the Colorado River reservoir behind Hoover Dam recedes due to drought and climate change. The National Park Service didn't say how long officials think the body was submerged before it was found on Monday. A coroner says the gender of the person wasn't immediately apparent, and that's too early to pinpoint a time, cause, or manner of death. And Oregon Governor Kate Brown has declared a state of emergency for much of her state, whose largest city hit triple digits on Tuesday. Forecasters have issued an excessive heat warning for parts of Oregon and Washington state. They predict Portland could break its previous heat wave duration record of 6 consecutive days over 95 degrees. Portland has opened emergency cooling centers in public buildings, and they have installed misting stations in parks to help with the outrageous heat. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
You don't say we didn't warn you. There's laughter ahead.
You guys want to grab lunch?
We can't go anymore.
Holy
That's
cow.
a good day's work, everybody.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
You know us. We're Amish Bell. No poles, no wires, no phones, no nonsense, no shiny objects. That's Amish Bell. And now, new from Amish Bell, call waiting.
Hello, Graber. How's the farm?
Good, Carl. Good to see you. Oh, wait a minute, Carl. I see Fritz is here waiting to talk with me.
Okay, Graber. I'll just stand here and wait.
Hi, Fritz. I'm talking to Carl right now. Can you wait for a moment?
Yeah, fine, Graber. I'll just stand here.
Okay, Carl. Now, where were we?
Call waiting. Another new world convenience from the old world minds at Amish Bell. Remember, we take Visa, quilts, and cheese. Amish Bell, leading you into the 19th century.
Hi, everybody. This is Mark Sweeney, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Comedian Greg Hahn is here with us. He's a high-energy kind of guy, aren't you, Greg?
Oh, yeah. I like to have a little energy. A little energy in the show. I got a big show, everybody. I get shot out of a cannon. We bring out the elephants. I break a board over my head. It's motivating. It's a good time. I'm all excited. I'm getting married in May.
You are?
Yeah. All I got to do now is find a chick. Yeah! Hey! There he is. No. There he is. I was engaged once. You know, if you give a girl a ring and ask her to marry you, she thinks you're really going to do it? You should do it. You should do it. Dating is crazy. Crazy. I was out with this girl. She's like, you know what she said?
What?
She said, you've never been married your whole life. What are you afraid of? You really want to know? Yeah, what are you afraid of? I'll tell you what I'm afraid of. Alligators! Alligators! They got a big head and these little legs, and they can run lightning fast. You can get a head start. The alligator will catch up to you, even though it's got a big head and these little legs. It'll catch right up to you. It's like, what's that got to do with being married? I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I'm talking about alligator. Scary. I'm benching 315.
You're huge.
I'm still afraid of alligators.
You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
You're so weird.
You have no idea. Essential Morning Radio. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7. 24/7.
Happening. Stick around.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hi, Chick.
Hi there. There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hello, Chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
Chick.
There's Ace Cosby.
Chick.
There's Willie Griswold.
Chickster.
A little facial hair going on over there, buddy?
I gotta shave it. It's nothing.
No, let it go.
Really? Think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Van Dyke.
Does she like it? That's all that matters.
Goatee.
I think that everybody likes what's going on.
All right.
Throw it out. We'll see what happens.
Ooh la la.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Good, that D'Artagnan look.
Yeah, a little bit.
You know, like
Yeah.
Three Musketeers look, maybe. We're talking about things that maybe your grandpa, grandma said, or maybe somebody, old dude you work with or whatever. Getting a lot of really good ones. You can reach us, Bob and Tom, at bobandtom.com. This comes to us from...
dude you work with.
I had one of those.
This comes to us from Troy. See an ugly girl, he'd say, she's got oughta been hair.
Oughta been what?
Oughta been in a horse's ass. Thank you, Troy from Des Moines.
So folksy.
When I was a television engineer, I worked with this old guy, Barney. He was wonderful. You know what he told me, Tommy? He goes, that radio's just a hobby. You need to stay here, girl. Work like a girl.
Well, here's one. You've always said that your grandma would say nothing good happens after midnight.
That's right.
My dad would say, while warning us about breaking curfew, there ain't nothing open after midnight but legs and the ER, and you ain't getting in either.
That's great.
That is great.
That's poetry.
My dad, on the rare occasion he would try to parent, he said, I need you at home by 1 o'clock. And I go, really? And he goes, hey, if you can't get it done by 1 o'clock, you don't deserve it, okay?
You got to stay out till 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, well, that was 7th, 8th grade, stuff like that.
Wow.
This lady writes, I worked with some older ladies who said things like, he's so cheap he'd skim the grease off a fart. Very, very folksy, some of these. We'll keep...
I had a friend who said, you've got two brains. One's the size of a BB, and the other one's a little bit smaller.
I have a two brains one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Joseph said his dad would say, they've got two brains. One is lost, and the other is out looking for it.
Please, I'm really enjoying these. Keep sending them. Coming up, we have a lot of interesting things in the news. Now, can you give me the short
here's
version?
one. May I do one real quick?
Go ahead, yeah.
This is from Shane. My stepdad would answer the phone by saying, Springfield Mule Barn, head ass speaking.
It's not bad.
Can you review quickly the Jerry Jones faux pas?
The little people of America have demanded an apology from Jerry Jones.
The LPA?
The Dallas Cowboys, that's right. He used the M word at a press conference, as in Mary, the M word. Jones started the hour-long media session with talking about a former employee who happened to pass away over the off-season. He was 85 years old, and as the story said, the former employee was comfortably shorter than 6 feet. So Jerry said that he and his son and a bunch of staff from the Cowboys went to the funeral to honor this guy, Lacewell. And I forget what, Larry Lacewell. And Jerry said yesterday, Lace is what he called him. He used to hold court here in Oxnard. I'm going to get me somebody, a M, to stand up here with me and dress just like Lace and think Lace is still out here helping at practice with us.
Okay. Now, comedian Brad Williams is a good friend of this show. And Brad is a man short of stature. Mm-hmm. And he tweeted this yesterday. When someone offends you, it's important to have empathy and find common ground. Jerry Jones and I have a lot in common. For instance, we both haven't won a Super Bowl in over 25 years.
Very funny. There you go.
Thank you, Brad.
Yeah.
That's very, very, very funny. Coming up, we have some more NFL news. But first...
NFL news. Indianapolis Colts linebacker Darius Leonard wants to go by his middle name, Shaquille. When Leonard reported at training camp this week, he asked reporters to call him Shaquille, which is the name most people in his life refer to him. He said, I've gone by Shaquille my whole life. I only went by Darius in school or if I was in trouble. Once I got to the NFL, that's when people started calling me Darius. I hate it.
Oh.
But coming in as a rookie, I figured they didn't want a rookie coming in and saying to call him by a different name, so I just kind of went with it. I understand it's going to be hard, but I would love it if you all try to call me Shaquille or D or Maniac and not Darius.
Yeah, man.
How about Manny Shaq?
Well, how about Shaq? Can't we call him Shaq? Shaq Leonard? That's a good name. Shaq Leonard.
Nice.
That's a very good sports name.
Shaquille Leonard?
He just got tired of people asking him if he knew Hootie.
Wow, did you hear that? He thinks all guys named Darius know each other.
Yeah.
That's so insensitive.
That's what he thinks.
That's what he's going for.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Every guy named Darius knows each other. Wow, okay.
Darius to me sounds like a name of a space guy.
Really?
You know,
Darius.
they'd meet from some other civilization. I am Darius, Emperor of Quan.
It sounds like an all-pro linebacker to me. I don't want any.
No, the guy's great.
No, he's the man.
I mean, I think he's even funny when he says, "Look, it's going to be hard, but please call me Shaquille, not Darius."
Is he the only other Shaquille?
No, there's on the Colts.
No. I mean, I've not heard the name except for Shaquille O'Neal before.
There's a couple Shaquilles in the NFL. Shaq Barrett, I think, plays for Tampa Bay, something like that.
So we'll see. I'm glad they only put the last names on the jerseys. I guess that'd be a rarity then. You'd have a classic jersey with.
What are you going for?
Yeah, why would he put?
What's going to happen now?
Well,
Shaquille Leonard? Is that what you want?
What I'm saying, because if his full name was on a jersey, he just bought a jersey and all of a sudden it's out of date.
No, it just says Leonard.
Okay. Now, have you purchased a jersey from your team of the formerly known as the Redskins?
No, I have not.
And
I probably won't.
You think?
I don't think so.
What does a good quality NFL official jersey go for?
$350. $299, $350. What's a hockey sweater?
It's all around the same.
Yeah.
Did you get that jacket, chick?
Yeah, I did get the jacket. Yeah.
For the Commanders?
Mm-hmm. I just like the color scheme. I didn't
good
like
looking jacket.
Does it say Commanders on it?
No, it does not. Mine does not.
It says a big W?
Right. The official ones have a Commander shield on the back, and I didn't like that, so I had to go through a back door here and there, and I got the one I wanted.
Cool.
Yeah, okay, cool. Well, we'll refer to Mr. Leonard as Shaquille, as requested.
Is he in a relation to Roy Leonard? Wasn't he a movie critic, right? Will, is that the guy? No, that's Bill Harris. There's also a guy on.
Yeah, there was a Leonard.
It began with an M.
Leonard Maltin.
Leonard Maltin.
Oh, there you go.
Leonard Maltin?
Yeah.
I thought there was a Roy Leonard.
There's
too.
Leonard Cohen. That's another guy.
Who is
Leonard
it?
Maltin.
Leonard
is
Cohen,
what I
the
was
singer?
thinking.
It's amazing
Leonard
lots of people that have names.
Oh, really? Darius Rucker?
Really? Darius Comedy Gold?
Same joke 5 minutes ago. You had an audio video.
And they all know each other because they have the same last name. Yeah, that's why.
Okay. Name other famous Dariuses. Go.
I got nothing.
Okay. Anybody?
Toys R
Darius
Us.
McRae.
Who?
Darius McRae.
And who was that?
He was the brother on the Urkel show.
Oh, God.
I never saw that.
Well, with a name like Darius, of course he was a brother. I think we all know that.
Oh, God.
More sports coming up, including Gardner Minshew update. Because, as you know...
Hey, baby. You want to come take a ride with the Mississippi Mud Flap?
Mississippi Mud Flap. And Christy kind of sweet on Gardner. There was rumblings that he could be in the area, so to speak, of one of the NFL teams, and she was very excited.
And he's a cutie.
Oh, he's a great guy. He's having fun.
Yeah.
Got a lot of personality. Hope he has a great season. Hope he gets out there a lot, throws that ball. He's one of these guys that...
You sound like a professor talking about sports. Yeah, you should out there and throw that ball.
You know what I'm saying? He's having fun.
Score a point or two.
He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that...
Give him a raw, give him a read.
And any given week, he's going to have a different configuration of his facial hair. It'll be sideburns, huge mustache. Then it'll be something else. He's always screwing around
I'm not
with
a big
that.
fan of that mustache, though. Does he still have that big?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes. We'll find out what he's got going. I'm very excited. And, of course, love the Gardner Minshew song coming up. Right now, I want to remind you, Napa on a mission. The mission is to keep your car and your truck in motion for almost a century. Napa Auto Parts has been known for having the quality parts and expert knowledge that drivers need. Today, Napa helps drivers like you hit the road confidently with America's largest network of parts and care. Hundreds of thousands of parts and 6,000 Napa Auto Parts stores, 17,000 Napa Auto Care Centers, meaning you're never far from the quality products and trusted service that you depend on. Your lifestyle depends on it, and they've got what I call Napa know-how. Find them by going to NapaOnline.com. You'll find a Napa location near you. And like I said, they've got Napa know-how, those nice folks behind the counter. When we come back, a little bit of a surprise for you and a little bit of a Gardner Minshew music. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Good morning, sunshine. Bob and Tom 24/7, 24/7, 24/7.
And a good morning to you. It is the 27th of July. Can you believe how fast this month and year is just flying by? Well, we're glad you're deciding to spend your important moments here with us on the Bob and Tom Show on a Wednesday morning. Allie Breen, Jessica Alsman, and you. Don't forget, Bob and Tom Tonight, the video webcast of highlights from today's show tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on Bob and Tom's YouTube channel. Check it out as well on our Facebook page. We'll see bobandtom.com for any details if you seem confused by this announcement. We call it Bob and Tom Tonight. It's a way to catch today's show tonight, and it's just the highlights, a 4-hour radio show down to a couple of minutes of highlights, and you'll enjoy it very much. We call it Bob and Tom Tonight. Why watch the news when you can be having fun watching us? Highlights of today's show tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, right there. Where? Bob and Tom's YouTube channel. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Training camps open across the NFL, and the biggest offseason question still unanswered. The Cleveland Browns don't know how many games they'll be without Deshaun Watson. Still waiting for retired Judge Sue L. Robinson to issue a ruling following his disciplinary hearing that concluded nearly 4 weeks ago. Big Ten Commissioner Kevin Warren says the conference will be bold and aggressive as college sports go through a period of sweeping change. He left the door open for more expansion. Of course, after the league already has added USC and UCLA for the 2024 season. Major League Baseball yesterday, interleague action. Toronto beat St. Louis. The Mets beat the Yankees. San Diego over Detroit. Milwaukee beat Minnesota. And the White Sox over Colorado. American League winners, Baltimore, Cleveland, the Angels, Oakland, and Seattle. And National League, your winners, the Cubs, Miami, Atlanta, Arizona, and the Nationals. And one WNBA game last night, Las Vegas beat Chicago by 10, 93-83. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show.
The Law Minute with ex-attorney Jack Thomas.
You know, I got a lot of mail here at the ex-law office. Well, this comes from young Davey Radonovich. He asks, what is the difference between slander and libel? What kind of idiotic, stupid question is that? What kind of little pea-brain moron would write me? I think if I were you, little Davey, I'd worry more about inbreeding than I would about the law. Davey, that was slander. If I would have written it down, it would have been libel.
This has been the Law Minute with ex-attorney Jack Thomas.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the law is your friend. It's the lawyers you have to watch out for. And remember this, the preceding has been a joke, not legal advice. Learn to know the difference.
Hi, this is Dr. Will Miller, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7, which begs the question, why do you need Bob and Tom 24/7?
I recently got married, and
boy.
Yeah, and my wife changed her name. I know some women have a problem with that, but I wanted her to have my old girlfriend's name.
She must really love you.
Call me old-fashioned, but
Hell, you got the tattoo. Why not?
my wife actually got pregnant on our wedding night.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, not by me. It was crazy night. But either way, I'm getting a brother. So.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I don't think her parents like me, though, because apparently when you meet someone's mother, you're not supposed to hug her and go, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And if their dad's short, don't try and pick him up.
Oh, you're like a little baby, Daddy.
You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Essential Morning Radio. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7. 24/7.
And I can't believe that a lot of you guys aren't in Tampa this weekend. It's the first porn camp.
Porn camp?
A weekend-long $4,000 a head seminar that'll cover everything from porn star pay scales to set design to proper web set design, Bob.
I went to one of those porn camps.
Oh, really?
Yeah, China was there. You know,
China, the actress?
The wrestler?
The wrestler.
Oh, the wrestler.
Have you ever seen her naked?
No,
I think she used to be a man.
Yeah, no, she looks like well, yeah, it's not to begin with, and she actually makes it worse.
You know that area down there?
A lot of scarring from the surgery?
That's
but just by itself, Bob, not for me.
Okay.
Not for me.
I mean, it would be like chewing on a couple of pig lips.
At last, someone's put a label on it.
Hey, Christy. Christy.
Wow.
You're blaming me.
The next time I ask you to read some news stories, I want you to look around the room.
And pass over anything.
I want you to go, let's see, what would be a topic that'd be safe in front of Stanhope
China
and
looks
Fox?
like she has a thick turkey timer.
Hey, she's done.
Hey, don't say we didn't warn you.
Oh, my God.
There's laughter ahead. This is Bob.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hey.
There's Josh Arnold.
Chick.
There's Ace Cosby.
Chick.
There's Pat Godwin.
Hello.
In the performance room, there's Willie Griswold.
Good morning.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Well, thank you for the quality introduction. We have been asking you to send us phrases that perhaps Grandpa, Grandma used. This comes to us from Nashville, Tennessee. The appropriate response would be for this gentleman when someone says, "How you doing?" I'm hanging in there like a hair on a biscuit. Boy, that is,
Yikes.
Right.
My grandpa used to say, if you started anything with him, you better go out in the parking lot and practice falling down. I like that. I like that, too.
One time while we were baling hay, my granddad told my brother that working with him was like losing 3 good men.
This next one is really rough.
Oh, okay.
For a number of reasons.
Is that right?
Yeah, I really
And
can't.
you're going to read it anyway.
I can barely read any of it. My dad would say, your luck is so bad, you could fall into a barrel of...
Yeah.
And there's an offensive term for certain thing, biological, if you will.
A porta potty.
And, no.
Oh.
Once again, it's a barrel of...
Yeah. Come out sucking.
And, yeah, you've heard this.
Well,
and then coming out with something else in your mouth. It's brilliant.
What?
Yeah, I'll have to read it to you off the air.
Here's one we've all heard. My dad used to say, yeah, and people in hell want ice water.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you wanted something and you didn't get it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's one. This is kind of some of these are sort of old bromides, I guess. Anytime I'd get a bad grade, Deborah writes, my dad would say, any dead fish can float downstream. That's right. Not exactly sure what any of these mean. We're going to get back to some NFL news, but first we have the phone.
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Bob and Tom, it's Donnie Baker.
Donnie, how are you, sir?
Good. I heard you talking about them old time phrases people used to use back in the old times. I got one from my mom, Phyllis. She used to get jealous and I'd brag about my Aunt Patty being brave, because my Aunt Patty could, like, tail whip a copperhead. She ain't afraid of spiders or snakes. She'd hear me bragging my friends, and she'd always say, oh, Fud, if she had balls, she'd be your uncle. I swear to God. Hey, I forgot to mention I've been dealing with a bunch of back pain lately.
Oh, wow. Sorry.
Yeah, so yesterday I went to this chiropractor. I seen advertising on TV regular.
Oh, good.
He's a cool dude, man. He calls himself the Krakenator.
Yeah.
Well, except around Halloween time, then he becomes Count Bacula.
Oh, very nice.
I swear to God. So anyways, I got a 50% off coupon for a free spine adjustment on the back of the penny saver, and it expires this weekend, so I went ahead and used it.
Okay. Let it go.
Well, I was a little weirded out when I pulled up and seen he was operating out of the back of an old booger shaft that closed back in like circus 1987. So I'm thinking that might be a little shady, especially since he's still selling fireworks out of the place. But when I walked past all the fireworks and seen his fire-ass odd assistant, I knew he had to be legit. I swear to God. So anyways, I had my doubts at first, but I got to say, his doc did some great work on me, man. I mean, especially for a guy who wears a cape in his commercials. He cracked me every which way. You could hear all the cracking sounds. Sound like microwave popcorn going off. Sound like my great-grandma Lily back when she used to always fall down the stairs. You know, finally put her in Shady Days rest home.
Oh, good. Nice.
But anyways, right now I'm feeling so loose and limber, I could probably do Patty Ferguson, the driver's seat of the Volkswagen Bug at the drive-in movie.
Nice.
I swear to God. Remember back in the day, man? Hell, the Beckley Street Drive-In Theater probably still has a trail of rubbers from me. Oh, but not only did Doc Bacula fix my back, I think he fixed my relationship with this new chick I'm seeing, Gina.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because last time I was able to go all night since my back ain't all jacked up.
Oh, nice.
Speaking of jacked up, did I mention I got carjacked this morning when I was dropping her off at work?
Wow. Did somebody steal your car?
No, Tom, not that kind of jacking. I swear to God. They also charged me with a pump and run. I swear to God they did.
Hang up the phone, Ace. Thank you, Donnie. I'm glad your back is better. Back in the NFL?
Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Gardner Minshew is selling the van he trained in and lived in during the offseason. Minshew said he went on a 3-week road trip at the end of the season and has since been parked in Florida, living out a high school dream. NBC Sports reports that in preparation for training camp, Minshew has driven the bus to Philadelphia and is now, well, it's a van, is now looking to unload the vehicle to the right buyer. His sales pitch, I'm selling my baby in Philly, he says. The former inmate transport bus has been completely rehabbed and would be perfect as a tailgater for Birds games, he plays with the Eagles again, or a semi or permanent residence, and obviously and most tastefully as a love shack, baby. This grizzled veteran has seen 146,000 miles. When I took her to get service most recently, the mechanic said in his professional opinion, and I quote, "This thing is awesome, man."
Nice.
Equipped with energy-efficient AC unit, cooktop, and a fridge, she's listing for $25,000, but more than anything, I just want to see her in a nice and loving home.
Well, if she's listing, they need to balance that out.
Yeah, they don't want it to fall over.
Serious inquiries only to my DMs.
I think it's great.
Yeah, he'll sell it for sure.
I'm sure it's already sold.
Sounds like a great vehicle.
Yeah.
And I like how it's got big backup quarterback energy. The fact that it's not, don't email my assistant to sell it. Just DM me personally.
Yeah. That's
right.
We'll figure this out mano a mano.
Wow. Pat, this might be something for you.
The van?
Sure, you could just live right here.
That's not a bad idea. Bring that rent fee down.
Sure. Just park it out in the parking lot here at the station.
Somebody did that before. Why not you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, remember when that guy lived in that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
RV.
Yeah. He wasn't odd at all.
No.
This guy, this a true story. This guy, Willie, would, when he would ever leave the air booth, he would take his ashes with him.
His cigarette ashes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Remember this, Ace? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
He had this little tin, and he'd smoke cigarettes, then put the ashes and the butts in them and take them when he would leave.
That's kind of kind, not leaving anything behind.
Yeah, we were always kind of curious as to what was going on.
Yeah.
But anyways, you can buy the MILF Mobile from Gardner Minshew.
He also wore a tinfoil hat. Like
yeah.
On a full moon, you should.
Over time, we have developed a tribute to the great Gardner Minshew. Pat, did you have the new edition?
I passed on here.
Oh, who's it then?
It's Mick Jaguar, eh?
Oh, Mick Jaguar.
I'm off tour just today soon for you. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Would you like to hear it?
Absolutely.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's nice.
van. Got dementia. It's an inmate transport bus. He wants to sell to one of us. Got dementia. Got dementia. Oh, he wants to dump the hippie van. Post it on Instagram. Perfect for tailgating. You can slide in his DMs like his many girlfriends. Why are you waiting? Looks like he's smoking hash with that big porn mustache. Christy is dying to meet you. You better bring your A game. Throw a few touchdowns, you know, like you. Yes, though. Sing it with me one time. Gotta meet you. Oh, God, where it goes so wrong. Jaguar fans are singing this song. Won't you come home, come home. Oh, God, we miss you. I got a text from Tom. You better write him in shoe song. I told Tom I'd deliver. God wants to sell his bus. He's living in a van down by the river. Yeah. God no mention.
Oh,
we nailed that ending.
Nice. Very nice.
And there's a great video Gardner's post. The thing looks, it's got nice, looks like pine paneling.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Looks like a really nice van. And Gardner always playfully growing some form of facial hair. This time it looks like sideburns and mustache in part of it. So
show Christy. She wants to see him.
And he parked it out by his gym. He's been working out. He looks badass, Christy. He's in great shape.
He's just watching videos of this guy work out.
Yeah, he is.
He's just sitting at his computer. He's just staring.
Don't get me started, Willie.
He said salivating. He looks like he's in great shape.
Christy, come check this out.
I want Gardner to have a great season. Nice song, Pat. Thank you very much. We return to the sports page with Chick McGee.
Well, and that means only one thing. Stupid world record. 3 Nepalese sisters have broken the Guinness World Record for the most sisters to climb Everest together.
Oh, real? And survive?
Oh, and you gave me their names. Thank you very much.
They all have the same last name.
Dawa, Shearing, and Sherpa. Oh, that's their last name.
Their last name is Sherpa.
Nima.
Wow.
Are they all Sherpas?
Nima. They became the first group of 3 sisters to ever climb Everest together as a family. Family climbs together. Everest was the first peak the sisters tackled in their ambitious plan to climb the highest summits in 7 different continents. Oh, they're going to do 6 more of it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeesh.
And I think they lived, which is important.
Yeah.
You don't want to have the record for the first 3 sisters to die while trying to climb Everest.
But are they Sherpas?
I think that's their actual last name, and I'm guessing that must be
I don't want to say anything because I don't know if Sherpa's a nationality. If it's
it's too much.
It's just a last name. I think we're opening up a can of worms.
Okay,
here.
sorry.
But his first name Dawa, Dawa, and Nima, Nima.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that's giving me trouble is spelled TSH. ERING.
Searing.
Really? Is what you're going
Probably,
with.
yeah.
Probably.
And then Jangmu, kind of a nice name.
Jangmu's her middle name.
Yeah. Nima Jangmu Sherpa. So I'm not sure what came first. Maybe Sherpa is that's where they picked up what we use it for. To mean someone carrying all the weight.
Maybe.
But
they did it.
Yeah, they did it. It looks like they're carrying big backpacks as they climb Mount Everest. So good for them. That's a little cooler than some of the records we've had lately.
Is this the season? Is this Mount Everest climbing season?
I think August.
I think it just ended, didn't it?
First week in August. Well, I'm not sure. Not sure.
Yeah.
Isn't it for some people not very fun because there's like a line?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's such a bummer.
Every year now.
When I go up there, I'd want it to just be me. You know what I mean? But
there's.
Gotta wait your turn.
Yeah, I don't want to see other people. You know what? You do that. You don't want to see other people.
There's a very steep fee.
Yeah, I've heard tens of thousands.
Yeah.
There's a license you have to pay for. And then these boutique climbing groups, they just more or less carry you up. And you can mount, you can peak Everest, I guess.
And you can also die. There's a great book about it called Into Thin Air. John Krakauer. Highly recommended. Is that sports?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's on
Where you go? Oh.
This is what you farted for.
Christy!
A flashy Brooklyn pastor known for driving a Rolls Royce and wearing designer outfits and extravagant jewelry was robbed of more than $1 million while he was preaching at church on Sunday.
$1 million?
Yeah, 3 males entered the Leaders of Tomorrow Church Sunday with firearms and removed the jewelry being worn by Bishop Lamar Miller Whitehead and his wife. In an Instagram post Sunday, Miller Whitehead defended his bling-loving lifestyle, saying he's going to live his life the way God has set it up for him.
With your money.
Uh-huh. Miller Whitehead, 44, formed Leaders of Tomorrow International Ministries, tax-free, in 2013 after serving a 5-year prison sentence for identity theft and grand larceny.
I see.
Yeah, he claims he was illegally convicted, Josh.
Okay.
No, so the guy's wearing more than $1 million worth of jewelry.
Aren't you?
They're streaming it. Don't you think you'd have security?
Well, but that was the report he gave the insurance company.
Well,
The story also said $400,000.
Well, this says $1 million. So, I mean, the point is he's got a lot of, bling.
Yeah.
So he's like the Lil Wayne of preachers. But you got to hand it to the guy to convince people. I'm sure he's already asking for more money to buy new stuff. If you
People hand it over, don't they?
Convince people to put money in the collection plate for your new jewelry collection and your Rolls Royce, more power to you. No shots were fired.
No.
But we'll see if there's more to this. You have to wonder if maybe somebody knew somebody who was doing something.
If you want to,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
If you want to live a bling lifestyle, no one hit the U.S. Mega Millions last night.
No kidding.
That's right. The jackpot balloons to over $1 billion.
Well, maybe I'll play.
That's a cash option of $602.5 million.
Yeah, the $400 million cash option wouldn't have really changed your life.
No. Wow, it's the 4th largest lottery prize in our nation. So I think the jackpot drawing will be Friday. You have till Friday to purchase your tickets.
Fun stuff. Do you know how many states are involved?
Mega Millions? I do not. No.
Aren't they all involved?
Are they all?
No.
Oh. No. That's a lot of money. Wow.
But you don't have to be a resident, right? So it's people who aren't...
you can be passing through.
Yeah.
Sure.
Go ahead and play. Pretty fun.
Don't they always trot out that you have more of a chance of getting hit by lightning than winning the lottery?
What was it yesterday? 1 in 302 million or something?
So that's the approximate population of the country. So it's not bad.
No.
Someone's going to win it. Go for it.
Might as well be you, right?
Sure.
Authorities in Lithonia, Georgia, have rescued a man who became trapped in a pizza oven vent.
Oh, no.
The man had tried to crawl down through a vent from a strip mall roof into the Little Caesars when he became stuck.
Yeah.
You know why? Because it smells so good. Oh, man, those pizzas.
Miss Brittany Davis told the Atlanta Journal-Constitution she could hear the man yelling for help when she arrived for work at a neighboring office.
And that sounded like... The man was stuck in a vent. It sounded just like...
Get me out of here.
Thank you, Pat.
Davis said she went inside the
slow on the uptake.
pizza restaurant, spoke to the man who reported he was in pain and having a panic attack. Police told local news outlets that emergency responders cut the vent open to free the man. He was taken to a hospital, though the extent of his injuries have not been released.
Was he arrested at some point? Or?
Yeah. I'm sure they're going to...
Well, I don't...
After he's out of the hospital.
Yeah.
He's going to plead guilty.
He must.
For a Little Caesars. It's, that isn't usually a sober decision you make.
No.
Going to Little Caesars?
No, well...
climbing through a vent.
Climbing through a vent to get into a pizza place after it's closed. How much money are they going to have in there anyway?
Yeah.
They usually don't leave their money overnight. They usually
there's plenty of dough.
Oh, wow.
That you thought I'd go ahead and give you guys a little comment that you need.
Thank you, Josh.
I love getting a little hot and ready with the boys. Getting 4 or 5 of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Climbing through a vent.
Yeah.
Very bad idea.
Into a pizza oven.
He's the Italian Santa Claus. Crust Kringle.
Is that right?
Good luck to you, sir. Wow. Every once in a while we get one of these, but they don't always live. Chick, your description of these people who get caught in a chimney.
Well, they yell for help, and their body, it contracts when you're expelling air out of your lungs. And they do that 3 or 4 times, and they slip farther down into the chimney, and then they suffocate and die.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So tough way to go.
Yeah. Sometimes they die of something else.
Much like crucifixion.
What else could they die of, Tom?
A lot of people think it's a bad cold.
The flu. Thank you very much. Coming up in the news, what do you got, Christy?
Guys arrested on a scooter in Walmart. We have Family Dollar in the news.
You mean a scooter?
A scooter, yes. And laughter in the news today. It could differ amongst your friends and your romantic interest.
And we've got Allie Breen coming up a little early today with Sexy Time. Oh. And we're also looking for more phrases that you may have picked up at work or from grandma or grandpa. This comes to us from a woman who works in a retirement home. One of our residents, when asked where she was going, would always reply, "I'm going up a chicken's ass to get an egg salad sandwich."
Charming.
You tell them, Grandma. Okay. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Want to share something? Send us an email. bobandtom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show.
All right, this magician, he gets his job on a cruise ship. So he's working this cruise ship, and he does his act every night. In the front row is the captain of the ship with a parrot on her shoulder. So every night he does his act. Well, by the third night, the parrot starts figuring out this magician's act. So he starts heckling the magician, and it's in his sleeve. It's under his hat. His assistant has it. So that night, they hit an iceberg, and the ship goes down. The magician wakes up floating on a piece of driftwood, and the parrot is sitting on the end of the driftwood, and they stare at each other for 2 days and don't say a word. They just look at each other all mad. Finally, the bird goes, "I give. Where's the boat?"
Bob and Tom. They put the F in professional.
Yes, we do. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Bob and Tom 24/7. My name is Mark Allison. So glad you could be with us on this Wednesday morning. Allie Breen on the way. ALLIBREEN across all social media, your Snapchat, your Instagram, your Facebook, and, of course, AllieBreen.com. Kostaki Economopoulos joined us yesterday. Football is back, baby. That's right. The training camp's getting underway this week. Today in some parts of the country. I know it's hot out there, but a lot of fans flocking back to watch their teams as they get ready for the upcoming season. By the way, if you missed Kostaki, head on over to bobandtom.com, and you can click on the Football is Back with Kostaki as he covers Jim Irsay's collection, Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady. He covered it all yesterday, and you can check it out from Bob and Tom Tonight, last night's show with highlights of today's show, which was yesterday's show, if you're following me. But at any rate, head on over to bobandtom.com. You can also click on the Warren Report, the history of the Cabbage Patch Dolls, and a very disturbing photo of Greg Warren as a female Cabbage Patch doll. Almost worth going there just to see that. Again, bobandtom.com for everything Bob and Tom.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee with your Bob and Tom Entertainment News Update. Chris Stapleton, Sheryl Crow, Nathaniel Rateliff, and the Night Sweats all going to be performing at Farm Aid this year. The lineup also includes, of course, Farm Aid board members Willie Nelson, John Mellencamp, Neil Young, Dave Matthews, and Margot Price. Farm Aid's going to be held September 24th in Raleigh, North Carolina. Harry Styles, Sam Fender, and Wet Leg are in contention for the Mercury Prize, which recognizes the best British or Irish album of the year. Styles is Harry's House, Fender's 17 Going Under, and Wet Leg's self-titled album competing with 9 others. That winner will be announced September 8th in London. And it's been under development for longer than Jackie Robinson played in the major leagues, but at long last, the Jackie Robinson Museum is open. Attending the opening in New York yesterday was his widow, Rachel Robinson, who turned 100 last week. Her 72-year-old daughter, Sharon, and 72-year-old son, David, were also in attendance. The museum opens to the public on September 5th. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hey, man, it's Donnie Baker. And the fact remains there's nothing better than being a VIP. And I don't mean like us dudes on Pervert Rabbit Xanadu's. I'm talking about a Bob and Tom VIP. Best thing, you'll never miss another minute of the show. I swear to God, you can hear the show here in the morning, and then because you're a Bob and Tom VIP, you'll get the podcast of the entire show, a 12-month library of podcasts, hundreds of Bob and Tom comedy tapes, and a 60-day video archive of the show. Bob and Tom VIP. You have to get it. It's state law.
Hi, this is comedian Rob Haney, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Now, Rick, you've got your stepdaughter as well. How old is she now? 9?
She's 7.
7.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. 7 and 10. Oh, will you stop? 7. I can't even have. See, I know. I have 2 girls. It's obvious to me I'm being repaid for years and years of sexist behavior, right? The tables are turned, and now I'm the sweaty, palpitating dad, the kid at the door, knock, knock. Hi, Mr. Schrader, here to pick up my, I like your daughter very much. I own a van. Oh, God. She has the Kama Sutra bookmobile with her. Benoit balls hanging off the rearview mirror. I love poontang painted on the side. Oh, great. I guess I got a few years to relax.
Yeah, you got a few.
Yeah, as long as she's still, eating her boogers.
Yeah.
Bob and Tom. 24/7. Oh, yeah.
On November 15th, 1864, Major General William Tecumseh Sherman began his famous March to the Sea. Sherman led his troops from Atlanta, Georgia, to the ocean port of Savannah. As he was leaving, Sherman set the city on fire, gutting 40% of it. Atlanta wouldn't be burned this badly again until they gave their franchise tag to Michael Vick.
And Jesus said, take this bread and eat it. It is my body. And the disciples said, Jesus, we're all on low-carb diet. We appreciate you dying for our sins, but we're all trying to slim down a little bit. We want to look good in the painting.
Bob and Tom. Well-meaning, but...
Yeah, they're...
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin.
Hi, Chick McGee.
He's back. He just did a killer Gardner Minshew song.
Oh, you're too sweet.
Everybody's still humming it backstage.
That's right.
There's Josh Arnold.
Hi, Chick.
There's Ace Cosby. Manning the track phone hotline hot phone. There's Willie Griswold.
Hey, man.
I'm Chick McGee. And here's Tom Griswold. I have a saying.
Oh, I got a good one, too. You go first.
This is from Matthew. This guy, he gets it. Matt from Cincinnati. My grandpa used to see a beautiful woman and say, I wouldn't kick her out of the bed for eating crackers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
yeah.
But then Matt says, see, crackers make a lot of crumbs. But she's hot enough to have to deal with it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
And you know me, I do not approve of food in bed.
Yes,
I
we
hate
know.
breakfast in bed. Don't like room service. No, thank you. Like
So
to get
that's
out there.
That's about a beautiful woman. My grandfather would see an ugly woman and say, I wonder how much she'd charge to haunt a house.
Here's one. This is from Craig. He writes, my dad, I would say, do you want a beer? And he'd say, does Dolly Parton sleep on her back?
Devil.
And I love this one. This could be very handy.
Okay.
This could be very handy. If you're out to dinner, and this guy says, my dad would say if someone would get a rare steak, and he'd go, a good vet could bring that thing back to life.
Kenny's uncle wrote in, and his uncle would say, this guy's nuttier than a porta-pot at a peanut festival.
Oh, hey.
Oh, implying that, of course, the peanuts
have gone through.
Sure.
The fecal.
This one said, my grandfather would never swear. He'd always say, Godfrey Scissors.
That's my new phrase.
What does that mean?
Godfrey Scissors. Oh, that's great. Dick Hetzwater needs to sit in for Godfrey Scissors.
Yes.
Here's one. When my dad would get mad, he would say, you're irking my tater.
Irking my tater.
Irking my tater.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either. And then my grandpa used to say, remember, I've been your age. You've never been mine.
Oh,
yes.
wise.
That's a wise man.
Kelsey says, my dad was talking about cousins at a wedding and said it's like looking through a telescope into a horror film.
Jeez. Here's one. My grandma would say, love is blind. It even flew up a hog's ass. What? These seem disconnected somehow.
Yeah, they do.
But
I love it.
Now here's one that's kind of complicated, but I think it's worth the journey. This comes to us from Scott. He writes, I was going to basic training, and the drill sergeants would introduce themselves by saying something unflattering about the recruit in front of them. This one is stuck with me 45 years later. The drill sergeant said, Jesus, man, you're so ugly you could scare a maggot off a honey wagon at 50 yards. Now, by way of explanation, a honey wagon is a mining cart that the miners would do their fecal business in miles underground. You follow me here, Chris?
Yeah, I always heard go ahead.
Fecal business.
Yeah, and they will call a honey wagon now the trucks that go around.
Clean out the septic systems, yes.
Again, the thing is, you're so ugly you could scare a maggot off a honey wagon. Now, then this guy continues, my last name starts with the letter Z. So by the time they got to me, I figured that the drill sergeant was out of insults.
Sure.
He said, where are you from? I am from South Dakota. He said, I'll have to use the S word. I didn't know they stacked that high in South Dakota.
I love it.
Oh, God, that's funny.
Remember, Greg Warren was at West Point for a little while, our comedian friend, and when you're at attention, you're supposed to look straight forward. And he had a great story of how he was kind of looking around. He was a little shifty-eyed. And the drill sergeant came up behind him and goes, you looking to buy this place, Warren? I have a book called S. I think it's S that your drill sergeant said. It's just,
really?
It's all people wrote in, and it's wonderful.
Huh.
Yeah, some of them are kind of mild, like this one. My grandpa would always say, that's handier than a pocket on a shirt.
That is it. You would like that one.
Yeah.
You're like Tupac.
You insist.
I do. Oh, yeah. I wonder when that started happening. When they started putting pockets on shirts. Was that
when we started calling you Two-Pocket Shakur this morning? That's
so when you're on vacation, do you wear a pocketed shirt then too?
Of course.
He does.
Even more so. You got to put your sunglasses somewhere.
Don't you do the linen?
Phone. I like a nice linen shirt.
Dave says during the steamy dog days of August in West Virginia, oh boy, you can imagine. Yeah. My pawpaw, isn't that nice?
Oh. Yes.
Would say, it's hotter than two mice effing in a wool sock.
All right.
The saltier ones tend to be very good. I like this one. This is Jason in Wisconsin. If you ask my grandfather how he felt, you'd get one of two answers. He'd say, absolutely average, or like a bag of crushed a-holes. I don't know what that means.
He was a positive guy.
He couldn't have been feeling too good if he felt like that.
Jeremy writes, my dad would always say, while he's a six-pack, what he lacks is the rings holding it together. A lot of words of wisdom. My dad would say, writes Ray, currently driving a truck, he says, I'm going to have to use S for the end.
Sure.
I'd slap you, but the S splatters.
Suggesting the person is just made up.
But the person is just made nothing but fecal material. Clearly, that is
Shakespearean
stated there. Oh, man. I'm not sure I can read this one.
Well, this one's kind of mild, man.
Go ahead.
My uncle, says Troy, in Alabama, would say whenever he saw a pretty lady, she'll make your peanut brittle.
Oh.
Isn't that cute?
Oh, that's kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Peanut brittle.
I really can't read this one. It's about piercing ears, and just the final line is something about, must be a bird thing about a pecker. Let's just move right on. Once again, you can reach us, Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. What are some of the phrases that you've heard from somebody back in the day? We've got a lot of really good ones, and I certainly appreciate your taking the time to write us. Now, we have Christy Lee, of course, at the Bob and Tom News Desk. What have you got over there?
Well, coming up, we'll have a guy who was arrested for a DUI on a scooter in, of all places, Walmart.
Oh.
Family Dollar is making news for a recall. And laughter, the best medicine. And it also differs from friends to romantic partners. We'll talk about that coming up.
How so, I wonder? Sound?
The way you laugh with your romantic partner, Josh.
Yeah.
Versus the way you laugh in here.
Yeah.
I think it's the same everywhere.
Really?
Obnoxious all around.
Okay.
My partner laughs and points.
That's the voice of Pat Godwin. He's back. We'll get another song out of Pat. Pat's just finished, or finishing. I guess you're a couple days away from finishing your Christmas album.
Yes. Very exciting.
And Ace is chuckling over there.
We didn't hear how his TV taping went.
Oh, how'd your TV
for his network
taping go?
special?
You know, it was fun, actually. The cameras were unobtrusive, and I didn't know about them after a while. It was easy. It was really fun.
The show went well?
Yeah, it was a great club.
Oh, good.
Easy club,
And when will that be available?
January.
Oh, okay.
On TV, huh?
On the TV, yeah.
Thank you very much.
I don't know about that.
When we come back, we will
Anybody
explore
can put
also
stuff on YouTube.
more things that Grandma and Grandpa said. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Just got to get a hold of us. Call, fax, mail, or email. Get all the contact information you need at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show. Looking to buy a new car, but the looking part is getting old hat? Well, maybe you need to try shopping at Bob Bile Motors. Bob Bile Motors.
Hi. Just stop into Bob Bile Motors and I'll show you my Take a test drive and I'll also let you see my
That's Bob Bile Motors.
And hey guys, during Bob Bile's Celebration Bonanza Days, if you buy a car from Bob Bile Motors, I'll not only show you my and my I'll let you in the and after that, you're in the
Is that even possible? It is at Bob Bile Motors. Bob Bile Motors. Why the hell shop anywhere else?
Somebody get me a towel.
Due to pending litigation, Bob Bile Motors is suspending free hot dog Fridays.
Good morning.
Sunshine.
Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7. 24/7.
We're rolling through a Wednesday here on Bob and Tom 24/7. You got your Jessica Alsman from the Bits and Pieces podcast and our relationship expert, Allie Breen, with Sexy Time on the way. Don't go anywhere. Get another cup of coffee and let's do this. Pew, 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 pew. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. I did those special effects sound effects with my own mouth. Pew, 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 pew. I know. It's a talent. Good morning. I'm Mark Allison with things you may have missed. A strong earthquake has killed at least 4 people, injured dozens, and damaged buildings in the northern Philippines. Patients were briefly evacuated from 2 hospitals in the capital. Scientists say the 7-magnitude quake Wednesday morning was centered around Abra province in a mountainous area. 3 villagers died, several more injured in 2 other provinces near there. A safety officer in a town said, "The ground shook like I was on a swing." President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., who took office less than a month ago, said the chandelier swayed and clanked in the presidential palace. He planned to travel to the hardest-hit areas on Thursday. Meanwhile, Buzz Aldrin's jacket, worn on his historic first mission to the moon's surface in 1969, has been auctioned off to a bidder for nearly $2.8 million. Sotheby's says the amount paid for the Apollo 11 in-flight coverall jacket, the highest for any American space-flown artifact sold at auction to date. The unidentified winning bidder outlasted several others in bidding that spanned almost 10 minutes. The jacket displays Aldrin's name tag on the left breast above the Apollo 11 mission emblem. Aldrin and Neil Armstrong became the first astronauts to walk on the moon on July 20th, 1969. And that's a look at things you may have missed. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Police in Crawford County, Ohio have confiscated a large bag of suspected ecstasy that appeared to be Lucky Charms marshmallows. Officers contacted 2 male suspects and after a short foot pursuit recovered 2 loaded handguns and a large amount of the suspected drugs. The drugs look like Lucky Charms marshmallows.
Yellow moons, green clovers, tons of Molly.
They're magically illicit.
They're magically illicit.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, this is Bob and Tom 24/7. My name is Jim Gaffigan. I have to go and, well, I just had a so you know where I'm going.
Comedian Renee Hicks has joined us in the studio.
Morning, Renee.
Good morning.
Quite the sportswoman, I can
Oh,
tell
yes,
from
yes,
your
yes. And we were
conversation.
talking about the WNBA. I just want to know, like, will there be, like, feminine hygiene commercials, like, sponsoring it? Because I think those things got to go. They're just too damn nasty. I mean, they got to stop. They got to stop talking about women's genitalia. I mean, and these women talking about douche. We don't do that, men. We don't go to the beach talking about douche.
You don't?
You know? No, we don't. And see, I never want to see a black woman do that.
Mhm.
Because you know they would have her just acting crazy, just walking along going, "Oh, girl, I ain't seen you in a... Damn, Shaniqua, is that you stinking like that, girl? Well, you need to douche your nasty ass. There's a whole family of seagulls following your nasty ass. Damn." So I don't ever want to see that.
Hey, guy, it's Kid Tarmac. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. Kid Tarmac.
We're talking with comedian Todd Glass.
In a relationship, women look down the road, which is positive, but some women look too far down the road. I mean, they can't just take that moment for what it is. Like, I'm at a bar, and I asked this girl to dance. You know, she's like, "Oh, dance? Oh, sure, I'd like to dance. And we're done dancing. Maybe you go over there, you'll buy me a drink, I'll buy you a drink. A week later, we'll start calling each other. We'll get our machines, then you'll get me, then I'll get you. Then we go out on a date, and our friends say we're perfect for each other. So we have our first kiss, then we decide we're going to get engaged. We get engaged. We have a beautiful wedding. After the wedding, we get back from our wedding. We set up an apartment together. Then we have a beautiful apartment. You get a promotion. I get a promotion. Then we buy a big house. We have a house, white picket fence, dogs, 2 kids. Everything's going good. Then you're coming home from late at work. I go, "Why are you coming home late at work?" You go, "I'm in love with my secretary." "And you're in love with secretary. You want me to tell the kids we're going to get divorced and they don't have a father anymore? Dance? I don't think so, you sick freak."
When grandfather dies, life will be strange. When grandfather dies, my whole world will change. When grandfather dies, I'll scream and I'll yell, 'cause I'll be rich as hell.
And then I figured I didn't need to write anymore. Hey, this is comedian Ron White, and you're listening.
Rental.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hi, Chick.
There's Pat Godwin. Hey. There's Pat Godwin in the performance room. There's Josh Arnold.
Hey, Chick.
Jessica Alsman joins us.
Hello.
There's Ace Cosby.
Howdy.
Manning the track phone hotline, hot phone. There's Willie Griswold.
Chick, sir.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Okay, we're looking for those things that Grandpa or Grandma said, or your uncle. The ones from the uncles are always
creepy.
The ones that are so
Creepy.
A little saltier.
Yeah. This one, my uncle, a retired veteran, he'd say, "You slid down a razor blade and landed in an alcohol river."
Oh, that's bad. You're in a bad situation.
Wow.
Well, you don't want any part of that.
See, that's going to hurt, you see, Chris.
Yeah, I know
Sliding down a razor blade would imply massive lacerations to the groin area.
Yeah.
And then you have to apply alcohol to it.
Sure,
That's
and it
gonna
burns.
Really sting.
Your perineum, that tender.
Oh, boy, yeah.
Ow.
Back in the day, we always heard the phrase, "She's so ugly, it looks like she took second place in a hatchet fight."
Oh, jeez. Man.
Okay.
But if a woman was really hot, my grandfather would say she could make a rabbit slap a dog.
Wait a minute. I can't really pick a rabbit. I don't
a woman so hot, a rabbit stands up, looks at the dog, and slaps it.
Doesn't make any sense.
So my mom used to always say to me, and I don't even know what this means, I love you with my heart, I love you with my liver, and if I had you in my mouth, I'd spit you in the river. And her mom would say that to her. And as a kid, I just accepted it. But as I got older, I'm like, why would I be in your mouth? And why do I have to be in the river?
Yeah, doesn't make any sense.
Wait, hang on.
That's cute.
Start over. I lost my way halfway through that.
I love you with my heart.
Right.
I love you with my liver.
Right.
And if I had you in my mouth, I'd spit you in the river.
Isn't that?
I hope it doesn't come from something like inappropriate. Like,
I doubt it. I don't think so.
But if you're spitting somebody in the river, you don't love them that much, do you?
Sure. You want them to have a nice time
No,
swimming?
I think she's saying. I think she's saying, "Don't climb into my mouth."
Yeah,
that's fair.
Isn't that the moral of that?
I
don't know.
How do you love somebody with your liver? That's the part I'm hung up on.
With all my body parts.
Haven't you heard I love that kid so much, I'd like to pinch his head off? Something like that?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I know some friends of mine, Willie, you know some of them too, that don't love their livers. See,
they've seen how much your liver can take.
How about this one?
I don't blame them.
My grandpa would say, "You're my second favorite grandkid. Everybody else is tied for first."
That's mean.
That's fair. I'm taking that. That's very funny.
My dad would say, "Your voice is..." Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I see. After someone had passed gas, my father would say, "Your voice has changed, but your breath still smells the same."
I like that one.
I asked my uncle if I could borrow his chainsaw. He told me he doesn't loan out two things, his chainsaw or his wife, but his wife is optional.
Some of these are, this was a little complicated. My wife, talking about someone being a good salesman, would say he could sell ketchup popsicles to a woman in white gloves.
That's so good.
Whoa.
That's nice and clean.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually had a news story, remember this, about 2 weeks ago, about ketchup popsicles. Remember
Yeah,
this?
sure did.
They are actually the thing. My mom would say, "Sweating like a borrowed mule." Okay.
Hearing something he didn't believe, my dad would say, "Yeah, and my ass walks without legs."
That's factual. That's nice.
Boy.
My grandpa would say, "Tougher than a woodpecker's lips."
Those are tough.
Okay.
Josh had the one about the hatchet.
Yeah.
Put her face out with that.
She's so ugly, looks like she came in second in a hatchet fight.
If you walk by someone with horrible acne, the guy would say, "It looks like his face caught fire and they put it out with an ice pick."
Oh, my God.
And I've also heard pitchfork.
Yeah.
She's so ugly, she has little marks all over her from pokes with a 10-foot pole.
She's uglier than pumpkin pie.
These creative
Pumpkin
ways.
pie's not ugly.
It's not the most attractive looking food.
Looks like crap for starters.
Now, Kathy writes, "At dinner, my dad would announce to me and my sister when we were little, 'I'm so hungry I could eat the a-hole out of a skunk.'"
That's pretty hungry.
Now, that would be hungry. Not very filling, I'm guessing.
No.
My dad would say, I'm so hungry, an a-hole out of a hobby horse. He said that.
Variation.
Here's one. If Bird S were brains, he would have a clean cage. Not a lot to be found, you see.
Okay, let's see. Kathy writes, after eating, my dad would say, what a great country. I wouldn't leave even if you gave me a pair of roller skates. Some of these are sort of disconnected. I'm not sure I get that. Dear Bob and Tom, writes Dylan, when I would ask my grandpa what time it was, he would always say, half past a monkey's ass, quarter to his ball.
Yeah.
I
totally heard that, yeah.
2 hairs past a freckle. Heard
Sure.
that one.
Wow. Now, we have Christy Lee at the news desk. What did you say you had over there?
Well, researchers have determined that the laughter we share with our friends is distinct from the laughter we have with our romantic partners. Scientists collected laughter samples from archives.
Really?
I just see little jars that say laughter on them. 5-minute phone calls involving 27 individuals who called the romantic partner and a close same-sex friend. The calls were shortened to just laughter segments, which were then presented to participants recruited for the study.
So, in other words, they have laughing when 2 people who are involved with each other are talking.
Yes, and laughing like if Chick and I were talking on the phone.
No, it said it's same sex, right?
Oh, same
so
sex.
So it's like
right.
laughing
so
with your
Jessica
buddies.
and I were talking on
Yes.
the phone. All right. Researchers found participants had a better than chance accuracy for differentiating friendship laughter from romantic laughter. They also found that laughter directed toward romantic partners was rated as less pleasant sounding than laughter directed towards a friend. Laughter directed toward friends was rated as louder, warmer, slightly more mature sounding, and less breathy. You can find out more about this in the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior.
Oh, interesting. Weird. And I don't know that it's true for all people.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, I think it is, especially women. You've heard it. Oh, duh.
Yeah.
Well, right, but don't you feel like you laugh the
And
same?
I think guys are more, when you're talking to another guy, you're dirtier, louder, bawdier. Is that a word?
Yeah, but not me.
I mean, you can,
Really?
isn't that kind of a test? I mean, if you were to sit down with a woman at a movie theater and watch Blazing Saddles,
right?
If you can tell at certain parts, if she finds them really unfunny and everyone else is howling with laughter.
Well, I think what's funny to men and what's funny to women generally is different sometimes.
Can be.
I remember taking a woman to see Sophie's Choice. It was a double bill, Slumdog Millionaire and Sophie's Choice.
Oh,
not a chuckle.
See,
Not
this
one
is what-
laugh.
This is what it is. I think with your partner, sometimes you fake laugh to make them feel good. So maybe it doesn't sound as genuine.
That could be.
I think you feel like you're on trial sometimes.
Really? That's how you feel? You should
saying.
feel comfortable
Wow.
And
with the person you love.
You're in a relationship.
I mean, it's just a different kind of comedy.
I'm sure the jokes you tell Josh aren't the jokes you go home and tell Kelly.
Precisely.
I don't want to be in a relationship where I can't tell the same jokes.
Good call.
Good call.
Same here.
Yeah.
See, Josh has integrity, though.
Of course.
Well, let's not get ridiculous. I'm just saying
No, dude, you have integrity to it's annoying how integritable you are. I hate it. You have decisions and you have ways that you think about things and you don't change from person to person. It's exhausting for me.
It's wonderful.
Pat, can you make your romantic partner laugh?
Yes.
What do you do? Play your guitar? Or?
No. She has a
Stands naked in the bedroom. No.
Just come out of the shower and she howls.
Hey,
That's what I was
check
going.
me out.
Take a look at this.
That's what I was going for, Christy. That's why you're one of the guys.
I do the helicopter and she giggles.
Oh, you tell her you're going to pay for dinner? Oh, Pat, let's not be silly, honey.
All my friends think this is funny.
Oh, you have to say, oh.
She's fun. She seems like she has a sense of humor, Patty.
She does. She really does. Good soul.
Okay.
And your girlfriend must have a sense of humor.
Of course. I'm just saying. But I think
does.
I think this is correct. Because this was done in a sort of a dispassionate way. The people don't know what the jokes were. They just listen to the type of laughter.
Right.
And I think that, Ace, let me ask you this.
Sure.
With the, I'm not really sure. I want to probe into the status of your love life at this point. Last time I did, I got jumped all over. Do you find that the laughter is different with her than it is with us.
She thinks she's funny.
Oh, she thinks she's funny.
Wow.
I feel like that's what Donnie would say. Man.
No.
Is she funny?
Occasionally.
See what I mean? But you have to yuck it up when she's telling something that's not funny.
No, I just stare at her.
Okay.
Oh my
Is it
gosh.
back on? I've been out of the loop.
I don't know. We're not allowed to ask.
I thought he was engaged. You're not engaged?
No, that's not, again, not allowed to ask.
Well, Jessica, sometimes you get unengaged, so you.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Okay, we're not. Remember, I said we're not talking about it. Okay.
As he was talking about it.
Okay. In the meantime, we're asking you to send us your things. Maybe grandma or grandpa said. Here's one that is a slightly different than the other one we had, but sort of the same. My grandfather said of my uncle's girlfriend, the good Lord made her as ugly as possible, then jumped out from behind the door and scared her.
So she's got that look the whole time. Oh, boy.
Okay.
My friend Trooper Bob said his dad used to say, what's yours is mine, and what's mine you have no business touching.
Love it.
How about this one? I have one grandpa used to tell me, and to this day I don't understand it. I don't know what it means. He'd say, you're more handy than a two-peckered billy goat. Anyone know what that
Again with the goats.
He's got two, and goats horny.
Yeah.
So...
Do two at a time?
Yeah, so he can constantly be handy, if you will.
Okay. Okay, good.
Pat, your dad was quite a character. Did he have any of these sayings that he would often repeat?
He would say, take the beer cans down. Don't let the neighbors see.
Actually, I just realized we have a little thing I can get out here, a little tribute for your dad. Remind me in about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Because your dad, if I'm correct, was a professor of...
He was in the theater.
Of Shakespeare.
He talked like this all the time.
Daddy.
Mm-hmm. Pat, put your pants on.
Where have you been all night, young man?
Where have you been? I love that.
You're less handy than a two-peckered billy goat. Okay, now, we'll get to that coming up. Also, Allie Breen's going to call a little early today with her famous show.
I got to catch a flight to the Hamptons.
Yeah, I wonder where she is.
I hope so.
I do too. I'm just kidding.
Feature
I
money is
love that
getting
she has
a lot
so much
better.
fun.
She's always somewhere. That's for sure. We'll find out where she is. That's always part of the fun. Right now, I want to talk to you about the serious aspects of being a good person and understanding yourself. That's where therapy can come in. BetterHelp may be able to help you. It's online therapy. They can assess your needs and match you with a licensed professional therapist in less than 48 hours. BetterHelp is not a crisis line. It's not a self-help thing. It's professional therapy done securely online, available to people worldwide. And you can visit their website and read testimonials from lots of people who have been helped by BetterHelp.com. Go to BetterHelp.com/reviews. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your therapist. You can schedule video or phone sessions so you don't have to be on camera if you don't want to be on camera. Getting therapy every week is as easy as a few clicks on your laptop or phone. All the details are posted, BetterHelp.com. We have a special offer for Bob and Tom Show listeners. You can get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/BT Show. 10% off your first month of online therapy at BetterHelp.com/BT Show. That's better, H-E-L-P, BetterHelp.com/BT Show. Take good care of yourself. It's important. When we come back, the importance of sexy time with Allie Breen. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom.
After no one matched all 6 numbers and won the top prize. After no winner on Tuesday, the estimated jackpot for Friday's drawing will be the nation's 4th largest lottery prize. The jackpot has grown so large because there have been 29 consecutive drawings without anyone winning the top prize. Tuesday's numbers: 7, 29, 60, 63, 66, with the mega ball of 15. By the way, if you cash option that's $602.5 million. Another body, the third since May, has surfaced at Lake Mead. This one was found in a swimming area where water levels have fallen as the Colorado River reservoir behind Hoover Dam recedes due to drought and climate change. The National Park Service didn't say how long officials think the body was submerged before it was found on Monday. A coroner says the gender of the person wasn't immediately apparent, and that's too early to pinpoint a time, cause, or manner of death. And Oregon Governor Kate Brown has declared a state of emergency for much of her state, whose largest city hit triple digits on Tuesday. Forecasters have issued an excessive heat warning for parts of Oregon and Washington state. They predict Portland could break its previous heat wave duration record of 6 consecutive days over 95 degrees. Portland has opened emergency cooling centers in public buildings, and they have installed misting stations in parks to help with the outrageous heat. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show.
Comedian Renee Hicks has joined us in the studio.
Morning, Renee.
Good morning.
Quite the sportswoman, I can
Oh,
tell
yes,
from your
yes. And we were
conversation.
talking about the WNBA. I just want to know, will there be, feminine hygiene commercials, sponsoring it? Because I think those things got to go. They're just too damn nasty. I mean, they got to stop. They got to stop talking about women's genitalia. I mean, and these women talking about douche. We don't do that, men. We don't go to the beach talking about douche.
You don't?
You know? No, we don't. And see, I never want to see a black woman do that.
Mhm.
Because they would have her just acting crazy, just walking along going, oh, girl, I ain't seen you damn, Shaniqua, is that you stinking like that, girl? Well, you need to douche your nasty ass. There's a whole family of seagulls following your nasty ass. Damn.
Hey, don't say we didn't warn you. There's laughter ahead. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Life's too short to hang out with a bunch of ass bags.
That's the one.
I love that song.
And we're way too young to waste precious time with dickweed. And you'll know one when you see one, 'cause he'll look a lot like me. Life's too short. Dun, dun, dun. Life's just way too blank and short. Life's too short to hang out with a bunch of ass bags.
Hello, this is comedian John Evans. Padoom, 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 and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
I did a show at my brother's fraternity last time I was there, and they're all giving me the ideas, like when they drink, how they get around, because they know they know drinking and driving is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So they have this thing where they get really drunk, and then they walk to Domino's, order a pizza, and then when they go to deliver it, they ask the guy for a ride. Thinking, that's a good idea.
Home in 30 minutes or less.
The drinking and driving the designated driver is a good idea. What always amazes me about that is they give these designated drivers coffee all night. They're like, have another cup of coffee. Hey, Bob, that's a designated driver. Hey, that's a good thing what you do with your friends. Here's another cup of coffee. Have a soda. They're not better off than someone that's had a six-pack. They get pulled over. They're wired out of their gourd. Like, officer, I'm the designated driver. I think you got to take care of these people. The cop's like, why don't you let the guy in the back puking drive? You can run ahead of the car and make sure it doesn't hit anything.
Where are you from, buddy?
Patterson, from Patterson, New Jersey.
Oh, sure. That's famous.
Yeah, small.
Sure.
Thug downtown. It's tiny. So small, we used to get robbed by people we knew.
That's small.
People like, stick him up. I'm like, Andre? I'm going to tell your mother, man. By the way, how is Aunt Carol? How's she doing? I'll come over for dinner.
Hi, this is Greg Warren, and you're listening.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hi.
There's Josh Arnold.
Hey, Jake.
There's Jessica Halsman.
Hello.
There's Ace Cosby. Hey. There's Willie Griswold.
What's up?
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
And I believe we're going to hook up with a special edition of Sexy Time with Allie Breen.
Oh, really?
Ordinarily, she calls a little bit later in the show. There she is.
She's in New York City.
And looks like she's at home for a change. Allie, can you hear us okay?
I can. Can you hear me?
There we go. We can hear you now. You were last week. You were in California riding horses.
Yes.
How was it?
It was a lot of fun, and I missed the heat wave in New York, so that was perfect.
Excellent.
But you're back in the city and going through your mail. People can reach you at ALLIBREEN, Allie Breen, on the various social media platforms with their love troubles, and we're here to help. What have you got for starters?
Dear Allie, my girlfriend turns into a different person every time we're around other attractive women. Even if it's a bartender or a waitress, it's like she gets mad at me for talking to them, even when I literally have to. I don't know how to make this stop, but it's impossible to live with. What should I do?
Well, she's insecure.
Yeah, she's got some self-esteem issues for sure. Wow.
She's probably not going to stop. Like, it doesn't
If you're
go
getting
away.
jealous of a waitress coming up to the table who has to be there, that's an issue.
Right.
Yeah, she needs to work on herself. I don't think that's anything he can do.
That's the main thing. But if you don't want to do all that, there are ways to talk to these women and make her feel better at the same time.
Oh, really?
What do you think? You can talk to these women.
Hey there, Jiggles.
Like?
What, are you going to insult the woman after she leaves?
No.
Wow, for a gorgeous woman, she sure is tall.
No, you can just, when a waitress comes to the table, reach across the table, grab her boob, and talk to the waitress at the same time.
Oh, okay.
But that way you're showing her affection and you're ordering your food at the same time.
Right.
But no, I mean, honestly, you could hold her hand. You just reach out and hold her hand and go, you know what? While looking at the waitress. Just sort of, or when you talk to another woman, put your arm around your girlfriend while talking to her, letting your girlfriend know, hey.
her.
Yeah.
I'm claimed, and
Right,
make her feel good.
I don't know. I think this is her issue.
No, of course it is.
Definitely
It is.
But if she's not going to be willing to deal with it and you just need a workaround, that's it.
Or every time she talks to a guy, just start throwing a fit like she does, and then when she doesn't like it, be like, yeah, sucks, doesn't it? Stop.
That's not good.
Well, it might not be. Maybe it's not her issue, and maybe he is doing stuff to these bro. If he's like, "Whoa, hey there, hot stuff," every time a waitress comes up, maybe that is the issue.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
Well, if he's acting like that, he's a jerk. She should get away anyway.
I'd order an iced tea, but you're so hot, the ice will melt by the time you get it here. Stuff like that.
Well, what if the waitress is carrying hot stuff? And that's what he's referring to. I mean, that's, hey there,
hot stuff.
Yeah. Careful, everybody. It's hot stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. You have to deal with people in the world, and if she's going to get jealous every time.
Yeah. This is her.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk to her, reassure her that she can work on her self-esteem and that you're there to help.
Yeah, what if you work with females? Are you not allowed to work with a woman? That'd be weird.
Yeah, that's like some Mike Pence stuff where you're not allowed to eat with someone who's not your wife or your mom.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on. What's our next letter, Allie?
Dear Allie, my boyfriend is great. He's hot and fun and funny, but he's in a band and he has no job. A guy I work with who may or may
hang
not
on
be
one
my
second.
boss.
Hang on, Christy.
I'm excusing myself.
Christy, you have to be recused.
Go on.
A guy I work with who may or may not be my boss is always asking me out and always telling me he doesn't understand how I'm basically supporting my boyfriend. It's actually starting to get to me that it would feel really nice to be taken care of. Should I try dating more successful people that I might not click with as well, or just stick with my boyfriend and tell him to get a job?
Oh, my goodness.
You can do any of that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like if you're thinking about it, you already made up your mind.
Kinda, yeah. You don't necessarily have to date your boss.
You could just tell him, like, hey, I really like you and we have a lot of fun, but this isn't as fun for me when I have to take care of you. So let's figure out a compromise.
How good are these tunes he's playing?
Right. Because the last thing you want to do is break up with him and then he and the band take off.
Yeah.
That could happen.
And especially if they write the new record and it's like, I hope you have fun with your new boss or whatever, right?
Boss,
Yeah,
boss,
but-
boss.
That's
Boss
the hit
sucks,
song.
boss sucks.
Chances of that happening pretty slim.
And you don't want to be taken care of. You don't like taking care of him anyway, so.
That boss stinks. Boss, boss, boss.
Never came for him. Your boss.
Stole my
Wait
girl.
a second. Oh, I see your point. You're saying that
Yeah.
this guy may write a song
A
in
breakup
response to
song.
the breakup that makes
Yeah.
him a star.
That's the trouble with artists.
So you're helping him.
If you're going to be
You
in love
heard
with
him,
an
you help
artist,
him.
you're going to have to take care of him probably. So that's
I
you
was
got
going
to
to say that's the contract.
I mean, that's
the
the-
contract when you date a guy in a band. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, how would
It
this
kinda
differ,
is.
Allie? With all of your experience in the world of comedy, how would this differ if that had been the word comedian in there instead of musician?
Oh God! First of all, no one should ever date a comedian. Yeah.
Sorry, Willie.
Just
And honestly, I
I know.
second it. I don't want to date comics anymore. It gets really tricky.
it gets really tricky. They're competitive. They're always talking about comedy. They never have jobs. They never have a free night. It's a nightmare. I assume it's the same as dating a guy in a band.
Yeah, as long as you like to go out
Probably.
on Sundays, you're okay.
Yeah.
How does your boyfriend?
Exactly.
How does your boyfriend like dating you? Does he talk about comedy with you all the time?
No, he has gotten to the point where he hates it, pretty much. He is an anti-comic boyfriend, which is great. He's come to a few shows before, and now he decided he's sitting most of it out.
Sounds like
Perfect.
everything's going great.
Very supportive of your career.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Now, do you go to his? He's an actor. He's on TV and stuff. Do you watch his shows with him?
No, we almost never watch his shows. When he's on set, I'll go visit sometimes and eat free craft service. But yeah, that's as much as we do pretty
If
much.
you go visit the Billion set and you don't bring me, we're going to have problems, Alan.
I love this.
I have done that. They're going to be like, there's that weird girl who shows up and eats all the time. I'll bring you next time.
Allie, you don't need to bring me, but if you can get me like Paul Giamatti's kebab stick, that'd be great for me. I could have a lot of fun with that.
All right, I'll work on that.
Our guest is Allie Breen. She is the host of what we call Sexy Time. And we have time for a couple more letters. Allie, what have you got?
Dear Allie, my boyfriend loves camping and I hate it. He hates fancy hotels with spas, and that's my thing. I actually try to camp with him, but when we go to my hotel choices, he just sits in the room and watches Sports Center all day. Shouldn't he at least try to take a treatment or two with me? This is so annoying.
I think he's missing out.
Yeah, he's
but
missing out, but
why not take separate vacations? I mean, you don't.
Or you could break up. Either way.
Yeah, you could do that.
Compromise, do some hardcore glamping.
Yeah, there you
maybe.
go.
And
Ugh.
then,
There you go.
And why
You know,
would you
like-
want him to go to the spa with you? You know?
Yeah, why
Enjoy
would
it
you
for
want him
yourself.
to go to the spa with you?
Maybe he has like massive pores or something.
No, he's got
Ew.
That's-
Long thick
that's it.
toenails.
His pores are far too large.
Buy him
for
a
the
facial
spa.
somewhere
He needs
else.
some retinol and some scrubbing up there.
Just say, make a deal with him. He will get a facial with you if you let him give you a facial.
Oh, well,
Josh is on to something.
yeah, we're done with that one.
There we go.
Why are we done with that?
That's it.
Okay.
Move on.
Okay, thank you.
Compromise.
Let's get to our next letter. Thank you, Allie.
Dear Allie, I just started dating a guy who got out of a 6-year relationship. He didn't fall out of love with his ex, but as he got closer to wanting to have kids, he found that she was too short and he wants tall, athletic kids.
Okay, yeah.
That's
He's
crazy.
6 feet tall, and she was 5'2". I'm only 5'6". Should I be worried or should I dive into this?
You need to get out anyway.
No, this guy's an idiot.
Get
No,
the
no.
hell away from this
I
guy.
think I think eugenics is an important part of every relationship.
Exactly right.
Wow.
You're going to have to wake up to the fact we can engineer better people.
I think
Okay?
if he starts asking about like your family history, run.
Yeah, is his last name Khan? Okay,
Yeah.
that's really good for Star Trek people.
Yeah, that's
Can't they just give the kid a human growth hormone or something if he wants to be
God.
tall? What's the solution?
This guy sounds
I've never met anybody that has thought that way. Have you?
I don't think
Like, oh man, I don't know if I want to.
unfortunately.
Really? I don't know if I want to be with them because I want my kids to be
Yes.
a certain way.
But they did not. They ended up staying with the person that they loved. They kind of conceded, okay, this isn't going to happen. So
I have a buddy, he's like really tall, used to play college basketball, and he wants the opposite. He wants a short girl so that way his kids don't turn 28 and have knee problems. You know? Like he wants regular height kids.
yeah.
I mean, who goes out thinking that way?
I know.
That's wow.
Yeah.
I think you have to like find a Swede.
A
Aren't they, like-
Swede.
Aren't they like all like tall and blonde and like really pretty?
Stereotypically,
yeah.
yeah.
Like a Skarsgård?
Yeah, find a Skarsgård.
I don't know. I mean, there are people that certainly have a type, and in some cases, it is in fact there's a certain ethnicity involved or other components of genetics, but that's a little weird.
It is a little weird.
Break up with a girl because she's too short to have your kids. That's
when you're in love with the person.
Yeah,
if you haven't fallen
why
out of
would
love,
you
that's
want
crazy.
to be with someone like that? Why would you want to be with someone like that?
I'm just that's his thing. I'd get out now.
Yeah, no joke.
Get out.
Don't do it, lady. Don't do it.
Or get a surrogate. You could do. There's plenty of solutions, I guess.
Plus 5'6" isn't tall. It doesn't even like 5'8" is probably what he's looking for. So just get out now.
So you're a placeholder. Yeah.
But also, the other aspect of this is I know someone, a woman who is very short who has kids that are extraordinarily tall. So it doesn't always...
Was her husband real tall?
It doesn't... No, it doesn't always... Who knows what the lottery of genetics is.
Maybe the male was tall.
Sometimes too tall people have a short... It doesn't... Who knows? You gotta... That's what.
What is the deal with human growth hormone? Could you give that to a kid to make them taller, or is that just for athletes to recover from sports?
Yeah, I don't
is
know
there an
if it
element where you actually
muscles
get a
or
kid?
bones?
I know there's a thing where they stretch people's bones in extreme cases of which is really
painful,
elaborate, painful, and you don't want to. But this whole thing of it, this does kind of sound like eugenics.
It's weird. It's interesting. I'm glad I don't think that way.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Well, we got time for one more letter, Allie.
Dear Allie, my fiance and I have been together for over 4 years. I love her so much, but I have a lot more sexual experience than she does because of her Catholic upbringing. When we do make love, it's wonderful, but it's 1 to 3 times a month at most. When she drinks, she loosens up, and I have brought up the idea of sharing her with another guy or sending her off to go have sex with someone else.
Sending her off.
You know, like you would with a dog to train her. When you get a puppy.
Real quick.
Hear this guy out now.
This isn't just her Catholic upbringing. You got a lot of stuff going on, right?
Yeah, this is not a normal situation.
Although 1 to 3 times a month does sound less. I would
All right, first off, every Catholic girl I've ever been with has been way more experienced than I was.
I believe
that is a misnomer.
I believe the phrase you use is, where did you learn that? This is creepy.
So he wants to send her off to have somebody teach her how to have sex?
Yes.
Why not do it yourself?
Yeah, why doesn't he teach her?
Oh, there's more.
I think he thinks he can only teach her so much, and he wants her to learn different stuff, it sounds like. Because he says, all right, when they talk and she's drunk, she's into it. And then on a sober level, she's disinterested or even bothered by the idea.
Bothered.
Yeah, he needs to just make her an alcoholic. I think that's the solution here.
Oh, this isn't going to work. Yeah, this relationship's doomed. You got to break up with her. It's not her fault. You're just into kinkier, wilder things, and you need a partner like that.
I do like the idea that she's not kind of hot right now, and he's just like a pitcher. He's going to send her to the farm team for a few weeks.
I mean, that's insane.
Wait a minute. Why can't they work on it together?
Yeah, why would he want to teach her instead of go off somewhere else and learn?
He doesn't sound like he wants to.
Come back.
I mean, there are so many. You could watch porn together and go, hey, why don't we try this? There are many things, but you want to send her off.
Or sex camp.
Or
Some
you're just
dick camp.
You're just putting off the inevitable. You're gonna break up.
Camp
never seen
Yeah. Camp bang milady. It doesn't make any sense.
Is that a summer camp? Do I get to go for 3 months?
Camp bang milady's open year round.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Crispy, I'm head counselor.
Are you?
If you know what I mean.
Isn't that where your vacation part is? Cheddar Bay?
Yeah, it's near Cheddar Bay where I winter.
Man, that's bizarre.
That is. These have been fascinating.
I want to.
Yeah, how many people are engaged and want to watch or hear about their? People don't even like hearing about past sex experiences. You're going to be wanting to send them off.
That's amazing.
Maybe he wants to be there coaching.
Maybe.
That
Yeah,
might be
I mean
his
that's
thing.
a whole thing, but
Yeah, but.
Send her to missionary
I
school.
can't wait until you do these things to me sometime.
I mean, as soon as you get it down.
Yeah, I mean, keep practicing. You're almost there. boy.
Come back.
What do you get when you graduate?
Magna cum laude.
No, sir, sir, you're about to service my wife. Why do they call you Wrong Way Johnson?
I've always wondered. Oh, that's why. I see. Honey, are you?
Well, thank you. Allie Breen is a comedian. She can be reached on various social media platforms. ALLIBREEN. Tell us your love troubles. We'll try to help. Are you on stage this weekend, Allie?
Yes, I'll be down at Eastville Comedy in Brooklyn.
All right.
All right. We'll have some great shows, Allie. Thank you very much. We're going
Thanks, guys. Bye,
we're going to push forward. We've got a lot
When you
to
just
get
want to, okay, whatever.
Right now, I want to remind you about our friends at Napa Auto Parts. They are on a mission, the mission to keep you in motion in your car or your truck. Napa's been supplying quality parts for nearly 100 years. They've got the expert knowledge. They know what you need. Hundreds of thousands of auto and truck parts. And Napa's there to help drivers like you. When you hit the road with confidence with America's largest network of parts and auto care. 6,000 Napa Auto Parts stores, over 17,000 Napa Auto Care centers, meaning you're never far from the quality products and trusted service that you need. It's for your ride and for you. Visit NapaOnline.com to find the Napa location near you. They've got Napa know-how. Tell them the Bob and Tom Show said hi. NapaOnline.com to find that Napa location near you. When we come back, more phrases from Grandpa and Grandma. What kind of stuff did they tell you? What kind of advice did you get? We've got a whole bunch of it, like this one. Oh, that she wears that skirt out from the inside. Oh, yeah. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Reach us toll free at 1-888-BOB-TOM-1 or at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show.
Now, this is exciting. Thank you very much for being here. You're on the Albert Brooks Show. And what is it you do for a living?
I do radio, actually.
Really?
Yes.
You do radio?
Yes.
That's incredible. So that's exciting. All right, we'll be right back. Come on! You do radio. This is a television show. Nobody cares. Help me out. You go back to your table. You have a life. My career's in the toilet. And then big smiles. Welcome back. We were kidding off the air. She's a killer, this one. So you were telling me before that you do radio.
Yes.
That's exciting. What do you do actually in radio?
I do news.
You do news?
Yes.
Really?
I'm a newsreader.
You are a newsreader.
Yes.
I didn't know. That's
Yes.
great. We'll be right back. Come on! You read the news.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, it's a gift you can give. They can open every day. You need something special for someone special, and you need it quick. How about giving them total access to the entire Bob and Tom library? It's so easy. It's a Bob and Tom VIP membership. Trust me, if they love the Bob and Tom Show, they will love the VIP. See the link at the top of our website, bobandtom.com. Allie Breen coming up, sexy time, right here on Bob and Tom 24/7.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Training camps open across the NFL, and the biggest offseason question still unanswered. The Cleveland Browns don't know how many games they'll be without Deshaun Watson. Still waiting for retired Judge Sue L. Robinson to issue a ruling following his disciplinary hearing that concluded nearly 4 weeks ago. Big Ten Commissioner Kevin Warren says The conference will be bold and aggressive as college sports go through a period of sweeping change. He left the door open for more expansion. Of course, after the league already has added USC and UCLA for the 2024 season. Major League Baseball yesterday, interleague action. Toronto beat St. Louis. The Mets beat the Yankees. San Diego over Detroit. Milwaukee beat Minnesota. And the White Sox over Colorado. American League winners, Baltimore, Cleveland, the Angels, Oakland, and Seattle. And National League, your winners, the Cubs, Miami, Atlanta, Arizona, and the Nationals. And one WNBA game last night, Las Vegas beat Chicago by 10, 93-83. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Hey, Shooter, it's Kenny Tarmac. Hey, we just landed. I'm an ORD, just got in from TPA through ATL. And hey, guess what else just landed? The Bob and Tom app. I know. Now, thanks to the Bob and Tom app, even if I have to go all the way from Foxtrot 20 down to Alpha 4, I can still listen live, see their videos, find an affiliate station, use the alarm, and even send a message. This is Kenny Tarmac signing off and reminding you everything I touch turns to sold.
Morning laughter just might be the best medicine.
I can hear you, oh no. You're talking out your ass again.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Morning, Bob and Tom Show.
Yes, if I could just have a few minutes of your time, I'd like to speak with you today about the joys of water sports. Is this Bob and or Tom?
This is Bob.
Yeah, perhaps you already own a boat. However, this is a wonderful opportunity for you to upgrade your boat.
Shut up, Randy. Read the script I wrote. Upgrade boats. I want them to buy one.
I almost got him, Donnie. Okay. So the badass wave buster, beast on the water.
And tell Chick he looks thinner and he'll buy it.
You get a free tube if you're not a lard queen or like pork.
I ain't even gave my pager number, man.
Donnie, all right, I'm not going to do this anymore, Donnie.
Get back to work, Randy. You screwed it up anyway.
Hey, don't say we didn't warn you.
I'm warning you, don't do that.
There's laughter ahead.
I should be having a better time if this is a party.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
By the light of the Christy Lee moon, we'd love to spoon to your keister will croon love's tune. We just swoon when it's out in full bloom. It'd be so neat to see your seat and be cuddling soon with the Christy Lee moon. Christy's glue, her tights are the loveliest fruit, the sweetest. They're so darn cute, so gosh darn cute. When she's wearing her birthday suit, darling, please, oh, darling, don't you torture and tease, your rump's so grand. We've got big plans to be landing there soon on the Christy Lee. Oh, we'd love to see your hiney in the sky so bright and shiny, like a beautiful ass-shaped balloon on the Christy Lee moon. Christy Lee's moon.
Bravo.
Wow.
Very nice.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Hi, this is comedian Tim Cavanaugh, and you're listening now.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hello.
There's Josh Arnold.
Hey, Chick.
There's Jessica Holzman.
Hi.
Ace Cosby's here.
Bonjour.
Manning the track phone hotline.
Ooh,
hot
ça va?
phone. There's Willie Griswold.
Hey, man.
I'm Chick McGee. And here's Tom Griswold.
We've been talking about phrases from grandpas, grandmas, sometimes old folks you work with. And a lot of these are really, really interesting. For example, if I would say something particularly stupid, writes Ed, my dad would say, "Boy, you could screw up a 2-car funeral." I don't know what that means. I just don't know.
Peter says, while golfing on a wet morning, my dad said, "It's wetter than a cucumber in a woman's prison."
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
I get that one.
I got that one. Yeah.
Let's see. Brian writes, my grandpa used to say, well, that's more fun than a sack of possum heads.
He was a psychopath. We often had to put up with his.
I would ask him about the saying. He would say, we were poor growing up and couldn't afford a barrel of monkeys.
I see.
So it actually makes sense. Now, Pat, we were talking about your dad.
Mm-hmm.
And coming up, I've got a little treat.
Oh, good.
Because he was a Shakespearean actor, is that correct?
Director, yeah.
Oh, director.
Director, yes.
Okay.
The theater.
But didn't he act in, he was in the...
He was in the movie The Molly Maguires with Sean Connery and Richard Harris. He had one line. They got a lot of the local people from the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton area to do this mining movie.
Okay, cool. And so you can actually see your dad in it? That's got to be kind of weird.
It is.
I am off to the mines, he says.
I shall return.
Well, we have a little tribute to that coming up. Right now, we return to the news desk with Christy Lee.
Authorities in Florida are saying officers arrested a man on a DUI after he drove an electric sit-down scooter in a Walmart while drunk.
What?
According to Melbourne police, the 39-year-old was driving a Walmart scooter around the store with an opened bottle of Smirnoff vodka.
That's right.
Clearly visible in a backpack he'd placed in the scooter basket. The man was swaying in the scooter, running into shelves, and nearly struck other customers.
Where's the $5 DVD bin?
The man had to be taken to a patrol vehicle on a stretcher. He was booked into the Brevard County Jail on charges of DUI, refusal with prior citation, disorderly intoxication, and possession of an open container.
An indoor DUI.
Mm-hmm.
That's at least something different.
Yeah.
That must have been fun.
Did he buy the vodka or steal it?
It doesn't say.
It sounded like maybe he brought it in with him.
Sounds like he brought it.
We don't allow outside beverages. Sir.
Yeah.
If you're going to get drunk and drive one of our scooters into the shelves, please use our.
That vodka better be Sam's choice.
Store brand.
This could be nothing. I'm 99% sure this is green apple Smirnoff. It has to be. This is such a green apple move, I think.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You're sucking
They
it
have
down.
green apple Smirnoff?
Oh, yes, they do. It tastes like a little lollipop. Oof, fun.
Nice.
What is the name? What is there a generic name for these? Because when you say scooter, I think of the thing you have one leg on it in the platform and you go. That's a scooter to me.
Often those mobility scooter will refer to
okay.
Well, where did Rascal come from?
Is that
a brand?
Is that a name brand?
Is Rascal the one that Tom Cruise, the gentleman who owns he just happens to be named Tom Cruise?
Really?
Yeah. Because I'm Tom Cruise.
I had no idea.
Maybe that's the wheel around or something.
Oh,
yeah. I know the guy that owned the Segway company drove one off a cliff.
Whoops.
Yeah. Didn't really sell a lot more of them.
Those weren't easy. Did you ever do one?
No.
Yeah, they weren't.
Yeah, but they
were. Once you got the hang of it, it was kind of cool. But
yeah, it took very little movement to move it. If you moved too much, you were face planting.
When they were coming out, I remember people saying this is going to revolutionize the world.
They did.
It was supposed to be the next big thing, and
The only thing it revolutionized was mall cops.
Yeah.
and people just mocked them.
Right.
I'm sure there's some real badasses that operate those, but for the most part, they were mocked.
Well, I appreciate towns that offer Segway tours. Like you can kind of drive around the neighborhoods and do that. That's really
Want
cool.
to tour DC and look like a jackass? Segway tour.
Yeah.
give me a scooter.
Okay.
Isn't that what they do in Key West? Electric bikes and stuff like that.
Oh, they have electric scooters everywhere. They were big in Paris.
Now, you were just at Disney World, so you saw your share of sit-down scooters.
Boy, did I ever. A lot of that. Yeah.
Well, good.
In the heat, yeah.
Once again, Pat's, you just were in Florida in Sarasota?
Had a blast, yeah.
And filmed your TV special?
Yeah, on Saturday night.
Streaming special.
Look forward to it.
Was Jimmy with you the whole time?
Whole time. Yeah, he had a great time, too.
Good.
Went to the beach every day. Oh, what a vacation.
That's your son, not your boyfriend. For those who may be tuning in for the first time.
Yes, that was my son.
That'd be okay.
I love Jimmy.
We're collecting sayings from old folks, so if you've got a good one, by all means, send it to us. We have stacks of them coming.
My dad would say, she's uglier than the south end of a northbound bulldog.
Okay. Wow. I used to hear the north end of a southbound cow. Was the one I had heard. That'd be a little higher off the ground.
My dad used to say, powder and paint makes a woman what she ain't.
I
like
that's
that.
true.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, I do.
Thank you, Patrick.
We had a news story, Pat, I thought might interest you because you and I are both fans of the singer-songwriter, artist Joni Mitchell.
Who are you talking
Yeah, I love her.
Oh, Pat.
And
are you talking about her going on at the Newport Folk
she
Festival?
went on stage for the first time in quite a while.
Since 2015.
She's been having some serious health issues, but she went on stage at the Newport Folk Festival and performed.
Yes, she did.
With a big band.
Yeah, I
But,
watched a lot of it.
Don't you have a tribute to Joni?
I do. She's the first confessional songwriter. Told a lot about her life. Writing songs and smoking hash. While bawling Crosby, Stills, and Nash. I hooked up with James Taylor, too, and wrote about it every day.
Very confessional.
Graham Nash cheated, Jackson lied. Break up with me, hear an album side. If you leave in a cab, I grab a pen. Big yellow taxi's on its way. Oh, these days, Taylor Swift's the best. John Mayer dumped her, she got it off her chest. Adele and Katy Perry, too. We spill the dirt that way. I cashed in love from my side now. You crash and burn, break up somehow, and trash the ex after the fall, and tell the whole wide world his penis is really small. Little tribute there to Joni Mitchell.
Some advice for Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very good. Thank you very much, Pat. We return to the news desk with Christy Lee.
Okay, Family Dollar is recalling more than 430 products, including pain relievers and cough syrup, because the products were not stored at the proper temperature.
Oh, boy.
The discount retailer issued a voluntary recall of the products. The recall includes name brands like Alka-Seltzer, Crest, Colgate, Dove, Tylenol, and Old Spice.
Old Spice has an expiration date?
Apparently.
This was really Old Spice.
1958?
Really old.
How can you
I have no idea.
store cologne
Well,
wrong?
wouldn't it? I guess it would just smell like alcohol after a while, right?
Well, I mean, people
Well,
get Old
didn't we-
Spice that they keep the bottle for years.
Well, it's deodorant, it can melt, right? It's
Yeah.
If the solid gets too hot, it turns into a liquid.
I thought I had a bottle of High Karate around here somewhere. It's gone, but we had that here forever. Or somebody sent it to us not that long ago. So they
High
had it.
Karate?
Yeah.
Yeah, that needs to be stored near a very old man's chest of drawers, if not casket.
Well, like you haven't ever used High Karate.
I have.
He's not a High Karate guy.
To get the girls.
Did you ever wear cologne?
No.
Ever? Never, ever.
No.
Yeah, same.
I see you as a
Hate it.
Stetson.
Well, allergic to it in a
Like
way.
a Stetson guy.
Stetson fits.
What do you mean allergic in a way? Like, my friend Mark doesn't like tomatoes, so he says he's allergic to tomatoes, but doesn't have to eat them? Or...
No, I've got an allergy to certain colognes that have some type of alcohol in them.
Oh,
Makes your throat close a little bit.
Yeah.
Make it stuffy.
I'm not allergic to.
could wear an essential
I'm not
oil.
allergic to patchouli. Just that people who use it, I avoid.
Well, that stays with a person.
Just a judgment I've made.
Yeah, it sure does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Will morticians put a cologne on a corpse? Like, say your grandfather was known for wearing.
Oh my!
Will they go ahead and put a couple
Why
tabs
not?
on so that
Makes them more attractive.
I mean, they put some dryer sheets in there, I'm sure.
Why?
Freshness.
You think?
Wait a minute.
Static.
You think they put dryer sheets in a casket?
Why not?
Osman, you've gotten wackier since we
I blame all of you.
it's our fault.
That ain't bad.
It's a fair question, though. Did they, when you're giving them instructions about what you'd like for the decedent,
Right.
When they get down to the last thing, is it like going to the car wash? What scent do you want?
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, for the visitation, people go up and go, "Oh, yes, that smells like Robert."
I'm asking my niece right now, who is a
necrophiliac.
Mortician. You are such an ass.
How do you like
Maybe
this
they
smell?
spray Febreze. Or
I
they
like
down.
dead people.
The dead can't say no.
Did you go to a high school with a person who you knew was going to be an undertaker, Tom? Because I did.
I had
Everybody.
a summer job with a guy. And his what do you call it? Vanity plate in high school. No, this was in college. His vanity plate said casket. He was a student of whatever it is, mortuary science.
Yeah, it's hard.
But I worked with him.
Tough gig.
Outside. Yeah, he was a weirdo. I'm not sure what happened to him. I assume he graduated and has been burying people for 40 years. But we'll find out more. We have more exciting stuff in the news, including something for cat lovers and more old sayings from dads and grandpas. You have bats in your belfry.
Oh, so good.
That's a classic. It's all coming up. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Keep us with you at all times. Get the Bob and Tom app now at your app store. State law.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, hope you caught the show yesterday. We had Kostaki Economopoulos back in with his all-pro lines talking about the NFL. If you missed it, it's right there at bobandtom.com. You can click on the link and watch Bob and Tom Tonight featuring Kostaki talking about Jim Irsay's collection as well as Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, other NFL players as well. Kostaki Economopoulos, Kostaki.com for more. And again, his all-pro lines is on the Facebook, and you can catch up with him right there at bobandtom.com from his appearance yesterday, just like we'll do with Allie Breen on her way with her segment, Dear Allie, or as Tom likes to call it, Sexy Time, on a Wednesday right here on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee with your Bob and Tom Entertainment News Update. Chris Stapleton, Sheryl Crow, Nathaniel Rateliff, and the Night Sweats all going to be performing at Farm Aid this year. The lineup also includes, of course, Farm Aid board members Willie Nelson, John Mellencamp, Neil Young, Dave Matthews, and Margot Price. Farm Aid's going to be held September 24th in Raleigh, North Carolina. Harry Styles, Sam Fender, and Wet Leg are in contention for the Mercury Prize, which recognizes the best British or Irish album of the year. Styles is Harry's House, Fender's 17 Going Under, and Wet Leg's self-titled album competing with 9 others. That winner will be announced September 8th in London. And it's been under development for longer than Jackie Robinson played in the major leagues, but at long last, the Jackie Robinson Museum is open. Attending the opening in New York yesterday was his widow, Rachel Robinson, who turned 100 last week. Her 72-year-old daughter, Sharon, and 72-year-old son, David, were also in attendance. The museum opens to the public on September 5th. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
We had chicken wings and mint chocolate chip ice cream for dinner last night.
How many wings?
I had 4.
That's insane.
So fat, I'm so fat. I am the fattest, I am fat. Nobody's fatter than me. Nobody's fatter than me.
I had 2 flats and 2 drummies. That's
jerk it and jerk it and eat. Make them
Those lyrics are better than any song by America. It's
You
amazing.
know why Christy ate?
because I'm hungry.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom.
If you irradiate poop, it will be sterile, but it's still poop.
You can pick your morning radio show, but you can't wipe Bob and Tom on the couch.
It's the most talked about show on television, The Bachelorette, where 25 eligible bachelors try to win the hand of one single woman. And now, Bob and Tom Television brings you a new twist on this hit show.
She's 30 and single. She's...
What the hell do you mean by that?
Oh, nothing. Meet Linda Jackson. Now, here come the fellas. Say hello to Todd Williams.
Hi, Linda. I'm really pleased to...
Yeah. Next.
And here's our next eligible guy. Say hello to...
Hold it. Are you really going to say each time, say hello to Dick Ding Dong or whatever? Jesus.
Okay. Here he is, Jerry Peterson.
Hello, Linda. I can't tell you how happy I am to finally meet you.
Right. What do you do, Jerry?
Well, I own my own consulting business and...
Consulting, eh? And when did you lose your Amway dealership, Jerry?
Huh? Sheesh. What a bitch.
She's the Bitchlorette. She's single, pissed off, and is looking for money. Lots of money.
Hi, I'm Linda.
I'm Phil.
Yeah. Did you forget something?
No, I don't think so.
Any gift?
Gift? I didn't know that we were...
Bye-bye, loser.
Wow! Tune in to Bob and Tom TV and see why she's called the Bitchlorette. She's on the prowl, and she's got...
Shut your hole and bring on the rich numbnuts.
On Bob and Tom TV.
Well, there you go. There's a show I'd watch.
Yeah. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. The Essential Morning Radio. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7.
You know you're too high when you're eating cereal naked and your girlfriend tells you to put some clothes on. You realize it's not your girlfriend. It's just a woman on a bus. That's how you know you're too high.
Hey, this is Frank Caliendo, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
17th.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hey.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hello.
There's Josh Arnold at the sidekick chair.
Hi there.
There's Jessica Alsman.
Howdy.
There's Ace Cosby.
Hey, man.
Manning the track phone hotline hot phone. There's Willie Griswold.
Hey, man.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom.
And I'll tell you what, it's time for a palate cleanser.
Yeah?
And that palate cleanser, of course, would be...
Who's that sexy man with a deep voice? Ace Cosby, here he is with his joke of the day.
Talking about those pesky Canadian geese walking across the street,
Yeah.
blocking traffic.
Hate 'em.
What do you call a bird that's afraid to fly? Chicken!
That was Ace Cosby's joke of the day.
Damn it, I loved it. I loved it.
Okay.
This time, Josh.
It really got
You
me.
okay, Josh?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
He's laughing inside.
Just waiting for the joke of the day.
Now, Josh, we were talking about when Allie Breen called the sexy time.
Yeah.
About this young lady who was dating a musician.
Yeah.
She was paying all the bills. She had a real job. She didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Then I asked Allie about dating a comedian.
Right.
And everybody kind of weighed in a negative way. And your thoughts on that, Arwen?
Oh, I think it can work with the right person. Sure, they have to be able to let the person go on the road and not worry about them. And trust is important.
Sometimes I think if you're dating a comedian and you're a comedian, it's even better because you do understand all of that.
There you go.
You understand being on the road and.
Is it tough selling her merch after sex?
It can be, yeah. I'm a soft sell. It's like, hey, look, you don't have to buy. If you don't want to buy anything, that's fine. Just say hi on your way out. I'll take a picture if you want.
I thought
you don't charge her for the condom?
I thought you meant that you put the koozie on while it's soft. I thought that's what you were doing.
Oh, there you go.
Holding on to it there.
Okay. Once again, we're looking for things your grandma would say. How about this one? This is from Grandpa. He'd say, if your brains were dynamite, you wouldn't have enough to blow your own GD nose.
People are mean.
My dad texted me, Grandma Alsman would say, this is very sweet, if the good Lord willin' and the crick don't rise.
Yeah, I love that. That's such a good one.
Yeah, we've gotten a bunch of those, and I've never heard that before.
Yeah, that's a folksy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine you grew up near anyone who might say that.
Yes.
Oh, what if someone said crick in your house instead of creek?
Yeah.
Heart says crick.
Maybe this one, you can remember this one or recall this as I wonder what the poor are doing today. Yes. Does that
This young lady writes,
ring a bell?
if I wanted to get Grandpa excited about something that probably wasn't very exciting, he'd say, what do you want me to do? Stand on my head and poop nickels?
That is fun.
I bet he didn't say poop.
He
either.
didn't say poop. I'm editing on the fly. You see, we have quite a few.
What do you want me to do? Man, grandpas and grandmas.
I don't think there's any need to stand on your head.
That's so funny. That would be quite a show. It'd be almost
like a fountain.
How do you even poo upside down?
Here's one I really like. This is definitely grandparents. We talk about going out to get something to eat. My grandma would say, the only time your grandpa and I went out was when the stove blew up.
That's probably a true story.
Yeah.
Sure.
Those were different times. Going out was a big deal. There weren't a lot of places to go.
I got to get all dressed up and go out.
Sorry. I worked with an older fella named Claude.
Yes.
Writes Will. He once told me a coworker was as useless as a three-legged cat trying to bury crap on a tennis court. Okay, let's get back to the news with Christy Lee.
A San Francisco man is fighting a parking ticket for parking in a red zone after the curb was painted red while his car was parked. Desiree and Jeff Jolly told ABC 7 News
we're on your side, and we're lucky to watch.
That they have regularly parked in a space at the corner of Larkin and Union Streets for several years.
This is not fair.
Recently, however, they found a $100 fine tucked into the car's windshield for parking in a red zone.
They didn't park in the red zone. It became a red zone as they were parked.
The couple said the red line had not been there when they parked in the spot days earlier.
I'm sure they were told.
And that there even was a patch of paint missing where it appeared the city had painted around their car's tire.
Oh, wow.
Boy. What city was this?
San Francisco.
Oh, I bet that happens a lot when they have to paint around the piles of human crap.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if it was a legal place to park until they parked there.
Right.
This is like going
Not
around.
fair.
Hey, we built a fire hydrant while you were gone.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, we crawled it underneath your car and painted one of those wheelchair-only things there.
But is it against the law to park there?
Now
it is, but it wasn't.
Well, there you go.
Well, the guy giving the ticket or gal didn't know that car had been there the whole time.
Yes.
How'd they know?
You're saying they probably did and they ignored it?
That's exactly right. Scoff laws is what they are, Tom.
Great way to make some money.
Lock her up. Lock her up.
Now, Pat, we were trying to figure out if your dad, who was a director of the Shakespeare dramas, if he used any kind of special language with you. And being that he was, of course, associated with Shakespeare, I mean, he obviously had quite the vocabulary. He
did indeed.
But it reminds me of this piece from Michael Bailey.
Right now, we have comedian Michael Bailey sitting in with us.
A very romantic life in a way. I think that's kind of dying out in modern times. I have a degree in college in classical theater. Mm-hmm. So you got to know that phone's ringing off the hook with jobs for me now. But I'm not sorry. There's a shortage of poetry in our culture now and romance. They were beautiful then. Even when you made them mad, they were lovely to be around. Boy, you pissed somebody off in Elizabethan times. They just whipped around and said, "You vile standing tuck! You bull's pissel! You obscene greasy tallow cat!" Try this. Somebody really upset you tomorrow, pulls Winnebago out in front of the highway or something. Just roll down your window and shout, "Devil, damn thee black, thou cream-faced loon! Where gottest thou that goose look?" It's still around. Just the language that we're using is changing a lot. But soft. What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, for she is sick and pale with grief that thou her maid art far more fair than she. Another bride, another groom, another sunny honeymoon, another season, another reason for making Whoopee.
Wild thing, you make my heart sing. You make everything groovy. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Whoomp. There it is.
Michael Bailey. A little bit of Shakespeare. That is nice. That is so nice. Thank you very much.
I wish I understood Shakespeare. I'm stupid.
A couple more things from Grandpa. Things that they used to say. This is from a dad. My dad would say, if they can make penicillin out of mold, they can do something with you.
Yes.
Little
motivational speech there.
Lauren writes, my girlfriend used to say, well, that just torques my hooter.
You think they know what they were saying?
You ever heard that?
Yikes.
Okay. Do you ever reference your hooter?
No.
Okay. Just asking. Okay. Now, this one's complicated, but I'm going to try to see if I can get this across in so many words. John writes, my grandpa always told me one day as my grandpa always told me, we were baiting muskrats one day. I was 5 years old. I remember this life lesson. Sorry, it's complicated.
No, you're okay.
He said, son, see how this trap is shaped? I said, yes, sir. He said, here's a tip to remember for your life. No matter how they bait it, every woman has the same trap in them. Be careful if you stick it in there. You might have to chew it off.
You might have to chew it off.
Or be stuck with it for life. How do you think I ended up with your grandma? I'm sorry, that's elaborate, I know.
What a great fella.
Hey, yeah, boy.
Folksy?
Very.
Distressing.
Actionable.
In many ways, difficult. Christy, give me the teaser.
We have a lot of animal animals news coming up in the next hunk. We have zoos helping to keep animals cool in this heat wave.
I would hope so.
We have a hawk named Pac-Man. We have pigs responding to music. We have gray squirrels, too many of them, and an intelligent litter box.
Okay.
And you have an intelligent home security system.
Sure you do.
With the do-it-yourself home security system, the design-it-yourself system from Simply Safe. They offer comprehensive protection not only against intruders and burglary, but against expensive home hazards like floodings and fires. 24/7 professional monitoring. Simply Safe's agents take action the moment a threat is detected, dispatching police or first responders in an emergency, even if you're not home. Simply Safe uses video verification technology. Monitoring agents visually confirm the threat in order to get higher priority 911 dispatch. And monitoring plans priced at $1 a day or less.
Tom 24/7.
And a good morning. Thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. You can catch any part of the Bob and Tom Show you missed later today on our YouTube channel, and you can stream the show live each morning, too. Just go to YouTube and search the Bob and Tom Show. It's Wednesday. Allie Breen across all social media, ALLIBREEN. Get your letters into her. Probably too late for this week since she's coming up next. Yes, that's right. Allie Breen and Sexy Time right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Good morning. I'm Mark Allison with things you may have missed. A strong earthquake has killed at least 4 people, injured dozens, and damaged buildings in the northern Philippines. Patients were briefly evacuated from 2 hospitals in the capital. Scientists say the 7-magnitude quake Wednesday morning was centered around Abra province in a mountainous area. 3 villagers died, several more injured in 2 other provinces near there. A safety officer in a town said, the ground shook like I was on a swing. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., who took office less than a month ago, said the chandelier swayed and clanked in the presidential palace. He planned to travel to the hardest-hit areas on Thursday. Meanwhile, Buzz Aldrin's jacket, worn on his historic first mission to the moon's surface in 1969, has been auctioned off to a bidder for nearly $2.8 million. Sotheby's says the amount paid for the Apollo 11 in-flight coverall jacket, the highest for any American space-flown artifact sold at auction to date. The unidentified winning bidder outlasted several others in bidding that spanned almost 10 minutes. The jacket displays Aldrin's name tag on the left breast above the Apollo 11 mission emblem. Aldrin and Neil Armstrong became the first astronauts to walk on the moon on July 20th, 1969. And that's a look at things you may have missed. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show.
Yes, I have been doing lots of research, and now if you tell me who your favorite band is or what your favorite movie is or even what your favorite book is, I can tell you what you are saying about yourself.
Okay, Christy, can we start with you? Do you mind? Christy,
Right,
favorite
my
band?
favorite movie.
Road-
band,
is it
no
Roadhouse,
movie.
did we say?
Not Roadhouse.
Okay,
That's
not
the movie
Roadhouse.
that you can't turn away from.
Favorite movie?
Yeah.
My favorite movie.
Yes.
Breakfast at Tiffany with
Oh, my
Audrey
God.
Are
Hepburn.
you serious?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
boy, that's going to be a really mean one for me to start out on. I can
Ooh.
tell you what you're saying about yourself is I'm not nearly as cute as I think I am. That's what that says about you. It's awful. It's
Okay.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
not.
I hate to start off on such a mean note.
I got you.
How about your favorite band, Christy?
Say Michael Bubble or
Can I
whatever.
say
the hell-
Maroon 5?
Sure,
Maroon
go ahead.
5?
Yeah.
Okay. If your favorite band is Maroon 5, what you're saying about yourself is, man, 10% off every purchase? This Gap credit card was the best decision ever.
Hi, this is Tom. Coming up Thursday morning in the Bob and Tom Show. He's our West Coast and Mountain correspondent, comedian Al Jackson.
There was so much good information with the women's pubic hair. I used to look at women's pubic hair like I looked at hotels. You could tell what was going on the inside, what was going on the outside.
Yeah.
That's Thursday morning in the Bob and Tom Show.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, this is Nick Griffin, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
How many times have you been auditioning for like a civic theater production or a Broadway musical or a church show or a school show or something like that? And you had a great audition, you sang a song, maybe you told a joke or two, and then the director comes up to you and says,
Great audition, kid, and your resume looks good, but do you know any pig Latin?
you'll never be caught in this position again if you enroll now in Haji's Academy of Theatrical Arts and Pig Latin. At the Haji Academy of Theatrical Arts and Pig Latin, you'll learn to act your way through some of the world's greatest theatrical masterpieces, and you'll do them entirely in Pig Latin. Things like Death of a Salesman.
At ye, ime ad day.
Oh,
nay.
umbe.
Oh, nay. Umbe.
Old reruns of Hogan's Heroes.
Ink clay. Oh, yay, idiot, yay.
Oh, yay, Ice Ray. General J. Orculter Bay. And, of course, the classics of Shakespeare.
Ute eBay. Orye atne ute eBay. At they is ye aye eschenque. Other way aye.
There's still some financial scholarships available for women aged 18 to 25. Let me teach you to act in Pig Latin. For more information, write to Haji or phone 1-800-UKSHME. Do it now.
Essential Morning Radio. All day and all night. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7.
Pizza Hut, apparently, is going to start delivering cold beer along with their food.
No kidding.
What? They started the testing beer delivery program in Phoenix, Arizona.
And it passed with flying colors.
Yeah, everyone took it.
Yeah.
So how do you prove that you're of illegal age?
The company told Fortune magazine it plans to expand that.
I'd like a large pizza, please.
And 40 beers.
Good morning, sunshine.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hi, Chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
Chick, how the heck are you?
In the sidekick chair. I'm all right.
All right.
There's Jessica Holzman.
Hey.
There's Ace Cosby. Hey. There's Willie Griswold.
Good morning.
I'm Chick, and here's Tom.
Thank you very much. Once again, asking for things that maybe your mom said, your dad said, your grandpa said. A lot of grandfathers.
They're wise people.
Yeah, Aaron writes, my grandpa would always say when we'd go out to certain places in public, If stupid could fly, this place would be an airport. That is some quality thinking. I like that very much.
Some good old-fashioned
I've stolen from you. I always do. If this is playing, if this music's playing here, then what's playing in hell?
Yeah, that's one of your dads.
It's such a cynical thing to say, but I love saying it.
Just an accurate, analysis of a certain thing. We have here's one. This one. You've probably heard parts of this. I've never heard it presented as if you will, a power trio. My grandpa would often say this. I'm especially mindful of the time he said it to my high school boyfriend.
Okay.
Writes Caitlin. He said to him, 1, never trust a fart. 2, never pass up a bathroom. And 3, if it's hard, use it. Once again, Caitlin's grandfather said that to her high school boyfriend.
Wow.
She goes, I will never forget the horror on his face.
I think that's in the second book of John, actually. I think I remember a Nicholson line from a movie.
That's crazy.
One of those weird translations.
Okay, all right. My grandpa, writes Mike, would get upset and say, that just burns my ass.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I heard chaps, never heard burn, I guess.
Yeah. My grandpa would say, if he asked me a question and I explained it, he would go, I see, said the blind man, who picked up his hammer and saw. You're a liar, said the deaf mute. he went the whole 9 yards with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's all there.
I have a couple answers to questions about funerals and stuff.
Oh, fun.
From my niece.
Oh, this is we were talking about Old Spice, and do they put Old Spice on the body?
Right, and she's a funeral director / mortician, so she knows all about this stuff. She said they do use cologne a lot, always on the request of the family. If they don't, then they don't use a scent.
So it's like when you go to the car wash.
Yeah.
They hold up the sheet and they go, what scent do you want? And I was like, no, nothing, please.
Yeah, yes,
So
always.
you could be buried with that new car smell.
Yeah, if that's what you'd like.
Yeah. Uncle Jerry smells like the new Buick.
Jessica wanted to know if they put dryer sheets in the caskets to keep them fresh.
No, fresh, static.
She said we put dryer sheets in their clothing bag before they're dressed sometimes if they stink. We will also use powder sometimes that will prevent an odor.
I see.
See, that's good news, Tom. You're going to be buried with your foot powder.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's so nice.
In like 30 years, 40 years.
Thank you. You get to plus they pat you and there's a puff of foot powder.
Yeah.
I don't know that you're patting the deceased, are you?
You're supposed to. You'll have nightmares about it.
Oh, no.
Wasn't that, who told you that now?
My mom, yeah. I had to touch my grandfather.
Oh, no.
How old were you?
I don't know, 4 or 5, somewhere around in there.
She said if you don't touch him, you'll have nightmares about him.
Yep. And I had nightmares about her.
So it works, doesn't it? That's good. Ask your funeral director niece if, with the advent of cell phone cameras,
yeah,
if people are doing more pictures of the decedent, if you will.
They are.
I'm not a fan of that.
It's huge in some cultures.
I'm really classy about it. I get on Snapchat, get the filter, makes their face look like a cat, fire off a few of those.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And then I go my way. It's me. I'm a pretty girl with the makeup on.
Boom.
It's a lot of fun.
Do they do selfies with the?
Somebody emailed. I don't know if it was all of us or just me. They sent a message. They did a face swap.
Oh, I saw that. That was
on
so
a dead
creepy.
person?
It was so creepy. So they did send it to all of us.
Oh, I
It
didn't
was so
see
creepy.
that.
I couldn't look at it.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate.
She's answering me right now.
I see. Ask her if she ever takes pictures of the bodies and sells them on the internet to a certain niche of people.
Or just body parts,
Of
not
course she
just the
does.
whole
Right,
body
right.
even.
Yes, families take so many pictures.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, everybody grieves differently, and
That's
they're allowed
true.
to.
Yep. Whatever floats
Yeah.
your boat and spanks your goat, I guess.
They pose by the casket and everything, she says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say
I'm not-
cheese.
I won't even go near a dead person. Yeah, I won't even go in the room if there's a dead person in there.
Really? Oh, really? You don't go in the... Huh.
No, I will say something to the family on the outside, but I don't want anything to
What
do
if they go,
with that.
please come in? You
Nope.
go, no, there's a dead person.
No.
Yeah. I treat a dead person.
I'm sorry, I can't.
It's like a bathroom. I'll go in there, but I'm not bringing my drink with me. You know? I don't want to hold anything. I'm going in hands free.
Well, yeah.
Oh, what, you think it's contagious? What
I can't, oddly enough, I can't go unless I have a cocktail.
Isn't that interesting?
What's all the big deal here? A party for me?
Yeah, I've seen you. You've walked up to the casket and go, please don't get up.
Don't put it on the casket. That's mahogany.
That's right.
You don't want
Can
to
you
bury
do-
it with a ring.
Can you do that? Can you have an open bar at your funeral?
I'm sure you could.
I've been to one with one.
Really?
Blast, yeah.
Are you serious with the dead body in there and everything?
I mean, I got loaded. It was cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That would be
breathing
helpful.
runway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That people get drunk. They walk over to some like ventriloquist stuff.
Hi. Side-eye.
She did send a little codicil to that. She said there are some families who actually will have us posted by the casket to prevent people from taking pictures too. So
You have to, please, no
weird.
photos.
yes,
I've had
Wow.
at my mom's, a stranger that I didn't really know took one, and I was like, anger phase, get out. Like, I was so mad. Like, who are you?
Yeah, if you didn't know them, that's very
that is
strange.
very strange.
Just for my collection. Get out.
That guy's
Hey, let's change the subject.
Let's get
shall
back
we?
to life. How about this one? This Dustin writes. This is really delicate.
What's his last name? The Wind?
Dustin the Wind. He's a founding
Snappy song.
You're on fire.
I was telling my grandmother that I was dating a rather large woman. My grandfather said, "How big is she?" And then he said, "Man, if she's a little bigger, you'll need to tie a 2x4 to your ass so you don't get lost."
Was your grandfather a comedian at the Apollo?
I don't know. Oh, my Lord. We love these grandpa sayings. Another good one my grandpa said, writes Jason, when I missed throwing at something, he said, "You couldn't hit a bull in the ass with a handful of rice if you were hanging onto its tail." Again, folksy.
Yes.
Okay.
I wonder where these started.
That's part of the fun. Who's the first person to say that?
Right.
A radio show back in the 1900s.
Oh, okay.
Early 1900s.
Yeah.
Well, now we have Christy Lee at the news desk. Let's grab some more of this stuff. What do you got over there?
Zoos across the country are finding novel ways to keep their animals cool amid oppressive heat waves. According to CNN, Cleveland Metro Park Zoo team members in Ohio have created misting bars for rhinos, ice blocks for grizzly bears, and mud baths for the elephants. Rhode Island's Roger Williams Park Zoo gives its animals more opportunities to find shady spots, as well as indoor areas with fans and air conditioning. And in Boston, at the Franklin Park Zoo, they've given the spotted hyenas ice treats of beef, blood, and water, while ring-tailed lemurs are given frozen bugs.
That's the hyenas, Tom.
Yeah, I saw the one place, I forget which zoo it was. You know a lot about the zoo, Christy. They put a margarita machine next to the monkeys.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot more poop throwing.
Oh, boy, I bet, yeah.
You give a monkey a couple of margaritas, things are going to fly.
It's all happening at the zoo, huh?
Yeah.
They have to be careful where they use the fans.
Why is that?
Yeah, you don't want to put one behind a hippo.
Yeah, it turns into like a fecal shotgun.
Oh, gosh.
And the tail does spin around like a fan.
Sort of propellers about.
Yeah. It looks like in Mario
Do they
Kart.
do it in the water or do they do it outside the water?
What the
hippos?
Out.
I saw it. Yeah.
I mean, they may do it in the water too, but there are plenty of videos of them.
Oh, I don't really need to see that. Thank you.
It's pretty crazy. Not pretty.
No, I bet.
You need some Old Spice on that ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
A California train station is employing a hawk to combat its pigeon problem.
Oh.
The bird of prey, named Pac-Man, and his handler, Ricky Ortiz, work for post-abatement company Falcon Force.
I work for the Falcon Force.
Well, it's up to you. You can do it, but we could use Falcon Force, too. I can tell you that.
You can come voluntarily.
Yeah. The pest abatement company hired by Bay Area Rapid Transit, BART, to help scatter pigeons away from its El Cerrito del Norte station in the suburbs of San Francisco. Ortiz said of the station when they first started, quote, pretty much wherever you could perch, there was a pigeon.
I love El Cerrito del Norte with a little sour cream.
Doesn't that sound good?
Fried beans.
And a margarita. He explained that as a bird of prey, Pac-Man's mere presence is enough to scare the pigeons away and deter them from nesting in the area. Ortiz said after just a week or so, he noticed about half as many pigeons at the station, BART spokesperson Chris Philippi said, "We are really impressed with the impact it's having."
I love Chris Philippi with a little sour cream.
I'm more of a Ryan Philippi guy.
Pigeon.
That's a good choice.
What do they call it? Pigeon startling?
Mm-hmm.
I guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
But then the hawk always comes back, or does he live there now?
No, he's got a handler. The hawk is brought in by the handler, and they just set it there for a while. And
A hawk handler.
he's a hawk handler.
So
How do you handle a hungry hawk? A hawk handler.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like a smart idea. Very environmentally sound.
Falcon Force.
Significantly less hawk poop than pigeon poop, I assume.
Yeah, if you only have one bird as compared to hundreds.
Okay. Are they out of BBs? I'm just asking.
Oh.
It's San Francisco, Tom.
Okay.
They probably got to relocate them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would.
Carry the pigeon carefully.
For homeless pigeons. Okay. What else you got?
In Belgium, scientists are investigating a farmer's claims that playing different styles of music for his pigs can change their behavior.
No, it can't.
Mr. Pete Piesman claims that he first noticed his sows seemed excited and started wagging their tails when his son began singing during a sluggish insemination session.
What?
Nice.
A sluggish in some
I wonder what he was singing to them. He has since created a playlist to coincide with different parts of the day, playing energetic music when he wants the pigs to be active, lullabies at the end of the day. That has lessened their stress, apparently.
They love rap.
Do they?
Yeah, Piggy Smalls.
Oh, sure. Big fans. Yeah.
The notorious B.I.G.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I hate how fun this is. This could be a lot of fun. I might hop on board, to be honest. Two Pig Shakur. Not bad.
Oh, I like that one very much.
There it is.
Then they've got kind of the mellow, what do they call it? Yacht rock for pigs.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. You know, that's how you make a James Taylor ham. You play something that just kind of a singer-songwriter thing, and you got to have them mellow.
A James Taylor ham?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Taylor ham is a New Jersey. I believe it's a regional thing in New Jersey.
Is that a ham?
Yeah.
What kind of ham?
Taylor ham, of course.
Taylor
I was
ham.
thinking hard as
A Taylor ham, of course.
I've heard of Danish ham. I've never heard of Taylor ham.
Okay. What's next?
That's our fault.
Yeah.
Scientists have developed a contraceptive to help limit the gray squirrel population in the UK.
And I'll tell you what, getting those little condoms in those. You got to teach them with little tiny bananas. It is rough.
That's not what they do, Tom.
Baby corn.
BBC reports.
Why don't they have baby bananas? Oh, sorry.
Are we out of bullets in our culture? We can't
The
just.
mass birth control plan involves luring the gray squirrels, here squirrel, into feeding boxes that will offer the rodents hazelnut spread laced with contraceptives.
How about that?
The contraceptive, which makes both male and female gray squirrels infertile, should be ready to deploy in the wild within 2 years. 2 years? Environment Minister Lord Benyon said the plan should reduce the untold damage invasive gray squirrels do to woodland ecosystems and native red squirrel populations.
So they can't use little condom.
No.
Yeah, but red squirrels are jerks.
Yeah,
so
but
if they're taking care of them, whatever.
Why are red squirrels jerks?
The guy squirrel, if he didn't make the babies, he kills them. He's like, this isn't my litter. Goodbye.
So the problem with the gray squirrels.
The gray squirrels are an invasive species. I think they're from North America, and they don't belong over there.
Gotcha.
They're bad. They're bad guys. But I don't think they make condoms that small. Do they, Pat?
Yes, they do.
I see what you did there.
It may be short, but it's there.
Come by the Trojan Godwin editions.
Cat lovers, we have a few in the room, are reportedly spending hundreds of dollars on artificially intelligent litter boxes.
Must litter.
According to Axios, a pandemic-induced surge in cat ownership has led to surging sales of pet care products. Brent Glecker of Purina Pet Care, or Petka, says, "It is an incredibly exciting time to be in the cat litter business. Innovation is helping us understand."
Stop right there. So some corporate guy had to say what phrase again?
It is an incredibly exciting time to be in the cat litter business.
Yes, sir. Everything's coming up kitty litter.
Innovation is helping us understand more about our cats than we really ever had been able to. Among the high-tech pet health items, the $900 per song Lava Boot S robotic litter box. It cleans and refills itself. Also, it will send you a notification about your cat's habits to your smartphone.
As you know, I recently got a kitten or whatever.
Yes.
And I looked into some of these, and the reviews are mixed.
Really?
Some say that they just end up smearing everything around. Some people love them.
Don't you just take a sifting spoon and put it
that's
in
what I
there?
have. I've got a pretty nice one. I never smell it.
And the litter now is like clumps immediately almost, right?
You can
It's
get
just-
that. Yeah.
$900. Won't that buy you a nice human toilet?
Yeah.
Or two?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can hire someone to train the cat to use the toilet for sure.
That's what I think I am going to
You're
look
gonna try
into
that?
that. Apparently, it's not difficult to train your cat to use the toilet.
Well, Josh, I've never even seen the litter that you use. It's like the pine
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
Oh, it's very fancy.
How do you keep the cat from falling into the litter or into the toilet bowl?
Well, you'll have that every now and then.
Do you have a little kitty seat?
That's the thing. I'm waiting for it to get a little more full size.
Didn't you buy a toilet that was too small for you, and so you gave it to somebody else?
Yeah, I gave it to Jess. When I gave it to her, I had no idea it was too small.
Is there a world you have to have a plumber come in, put in a new setup? Could you have a Josh toilet and then a little kitty toilet in the same bathroom?
Yeah.
Not only can I will. That sounds hilarious.
Yeah, I had a
He's
letter.
got a little paper.
Well, just like at the mall, they have the family restrooms with the big toilet and then the little tiny.
I got a letter from I don't have it handy. These people bought this house, and it had 3 of those little mini toilets.
Yeah, and somebody bought it because they were totally fine with it, right? Or
So,
maybe
I mean,
Jess told us that.
Yeah, but
I'd be fine with it. My feet would finally touch the floor.
There you go. These kitty litter, these are they using artificial intelligence or AI in
Yes.
these kitty litter boxes?
Yes.
Can you imagine if the kitty litter box turns against us like Hal in 2001? you don't want that. That's awful.
I will not clean your poop, Dave.
Okay.
Let's see if you have 9 lives.
You got to love your cat. There's also a big controversy. We'll get to this story tomorrow about scientists are saying that house cats, are, quote, an invasive alien species.
Sometimes they act like it.
Because they're
that's why they're so funny, I think.
And they really do hate you. They hate you.
My cat loves me.
And they're going out after they're getting all those chipmunks and wait till your cat shreds your couch, Josh. We'll see.
I could use
just fine.
See a mouser? I could use a mouser.
Yeah, I have plenty of toy mice that she loves to play with. Yeah.
Hey, it's time to talk about Raycon and those wonderful earbuds that they make. And Raycon's everyday earbuds look, feel, and sound better than ever. 3 sound profiles to match whatever you're listening to. Perhaps music you and your kitty could listen to at home.
Oh.
Wouldn't that be nice? You get a little Raycon earbuds for their ears.
Listen to Cat Stevens.
Please do it, Josh.
Cat Stevens or
the band Kitty.
Is there a band called?
Oh yeah, all female metal band. Yeah.
Josie and the Pussycats.
Pussycat Dolls.
Oh, their ears are hats. Raycon, you also get, listen to these numbers, 8 hours of playtime, 32 hours of battery life, and the optimized gel tips fit every ear ever made. No wonder Raycon's everyday earbuds have over 49,000, Tom, 5-star reviews. And right now, go to buyraycon.com/Tom, get 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/Tom. Buyraycon.com/Tom for 15% off your Raycon.
And soon you can listen to my album of all music for cats.
That's right.
Called Hooked on a Feline. And it's going to be for sale this holiday.
I'm hooked on a feline.
Meow, meow, meow.
Morris Albert, felines. Nothing more than felines.
You guys doing some good work.
My least
More than a feline. More than a feline. Oh, yeah.
These are all
awful.
This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Become a Bob and Tom VIP and get your Bob and Tom fix 24/7. Get all the info in the VIP area at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show.
Comedian John Campanera.
Vin Scully is funny because he's one of these announcers that loves to read lips. Wait a minute, here comes Tracy out of the dugout. He's in the umpire's face. It appears he wants to take the ump to Fuddruckers after the game. You know what makes me laugh is Skip Carey, Harry's son. He does the Atlanta Brave games.
Sure.
I listen to this guy when I can't sleep. Chipper Jones takes one on the outside, 3-1 on Chipper Jones. Don't forget all week long, we got the best of the Duke right here on TBS. John Wayne right here on TBS. There's a long fly ball. Looks like that's out of here.
I love that.
And you know, Harry's going, I can't believe that's my son. You know, Harry would get excited over the dumbest stuff. Hey! Check out the kid in the sombrero.
Hey, this is Henry Phillips, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Well, what else would you be doing with your time?
Hey, don't forget about my plan to put a Bob and Tom Show hat on the head of every trucker in America and really across the world. Let's not stop with the United States. You know, the truckers roll right into Canada and Mexico from our country. So we're going to look to get Bob and Tom Show hats on every trucker across the world. We need to start by going to bobandtomstore.com. Besides the Bob and Tom Show hat, we've also got the hoodies, the Bob and Tom Show hooded zips, collared work shirts as well. Our clothing size is small, up to 5XL. If we don't have your size and what you want, check back. We're always restocking at bobandtomstore.com. But I guess if you go there and look, we might have your size today. And who knows, the bobandtomstore.com could be hooking you up within days of your merchandise arriving at your door. It's just that easy. Just go to bobandtomstore.com. I'm talking to you, truckers. Look at that Bob and Tom Show hat. Click on it. Next thing you know, the Bob and Tom Show hat on every trucker in America. It's going to happen, people. And when it happens, you can thank me. You're welcome. bobandtomstore.com. Let's go, people. Let's do this.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee with your Bob and Tom News Update. A giant Mega Millions lottery jackpot ballooned to over $1 billion after no one matched all 6 numbers and won the top prize. After no winner on Tuesday, the estimated jackpot for Friday's drawing will be the nation's 4th largest lottery prize. The jackpot has grown so large because there have been 29 consecutive drawings without anyone winning the top prize. Tuesday's numbers: 7, 29, 60, 63, 66, with the mega ball of 15. By the way, if you cash option that's $602.5 million. Another body, the third since May, has surfaced at Lake Mead. This one was found in a swimming area where water levels have fallen as the Colorado River reservoir behind Hoover Dam recedes due to drought and climate change. The National Park Service didn't say how long officials think the body was submerged before it was found on Monday. A coroner says the gender of the person wasn't immediately apparent, and that's too early to pinpoint a time, cause, or manner of death. And Oregon Governor Kate Brown has declared a state of emergency for much of her state, whose largest city hit triple digits on Tuesday's excessive heat warning for parts of Oregon and Washington state. They predict Portland could break its previous heat wave duration record of 6 consecutive days over 95 degrees. Portland has opened emergency cooling centers in public buildings, and they have installed misting stations in parks to help with the outrageous heat. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Hey, hi, this is Tom.
And this is Chick from the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Christy, what's the best way to get full access to the show?
Hey, what? You introduced me.
That would be to become a Bob and Tom VIP.
Very good. Now, Josh, what's a feature of Bob and Tom VIP?
Wait a minute.
Well, the live 5-camera video stream of the show, plus a podcast of the show and comedy from the Bob and Tom archives.
Excellent. Chick, what do you have to say for yourself?
Become a Bob and Tom VIP now. Just go to bobandtom.com/VIP.
See, that was worth the wait, wasn't it?
Bob and Tom 24/7. It's not on air. It's online.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Frigamall Broadcasting presents another Bob and Tom Olympic moment in history.
beautiful Katharina Witt of East Germany became a household name in women's figure skating after her gold medal performance at the 1984 Winter Games in Sarajevo. 4 years later, at the Calgary Games, she successfully defended her title. Then, 10 years after that, in 1998, she posed naked in Playboy magazine, a move which critics said severely tarnished her image and marketability. Men throughout the world were outraged. If Katerina were going to pose nude, why had she not done it in 1988 when we were all fascinated by what she must look like without clothing?
Yeah.
To wait 10 years after her physical prime when we had all...
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk. Hey. There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hi, Chick.
There's Josh Arnold at the sidekick chair.
Hello.
There's Jessica Halsman.
Hello.
There's Ace Cosby manning the track phone hotline, as is the radio legend's way. When I introduced Ace, he insists on waving at me. Thank you, Ace. There's Willie Griswold. Yo. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Thank you very much. We'd love to hear more about stuff your grandma and your grandpa said. We've heard some great old sayings today.
Yeah, as long as it's not creepy. But
Tom, in 30, 40 years, what are they going to say that we said?
My grandpa used to say, boy, that meal was bussin'. Isn't that weird? My grandma often said, whatevs.
I don't know, Ace. That's a very good question.
You ain't my fam, my grandpa would say.
We'll find out more. Right now, it's time to find out what happened years ago.
July 27. This day in history. Here's Tom.
This is a tough one.
Yeah?
Hitler?
No.
Hitty-hit.
A bunch of kind of geeky. Let's Halsey, you may know this one. Birthday, 1938. Gary Gygax.
Ah, he
Gary
made
Gygax.
For Nickelodeon, I believe, right?
Am I pronouncing it wrong?
Is it Gag? Yeah.
Gygax?
Creator of Dungeons and Dragons.
Or that one.
Oh, jeez. Huh.
According to this...
Oh, he's a millionaire.
Yeah.
While he was creating the game, his wife was convinced he was cheating on her. She followed him to a friend's house to find him and his friends in the basement, hunched over hand-drawn maps.
And she said, boy, I wish you were cheating on me. I did that once.
Dungeons and
Dragons?
Dragons?
I went, not really for me.
Yeah, I've never
It's
done
like
it.
8 hours.
It's fun.
Yeah.
That's worse than Monopoly.
8 hours.
I did it once and I had fun, but I prefer to play like Risk.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I get it, but I'm not, this isn't for me.
Happy birthday, Triple H.
Yeah.
Born in
Hubert H. Humphrey.
That would
Ran
be, I
for
think,
president,
the original Triple H.
Who's Triple H?
Wrestler.
Hunter Helms Henley, or I don't know. It's Hunter.
Hunter Hearst Henley.
Thank you. SummerSlam this weekend. There you go.
His nickname was The Game because he shared a birthday with Gary Gygax. I have no idea. This just gets more geeky by the minute. 1970, happy birthday to Nikolai Coster-Waldau from Game of Thrones.
Now, where's he?
He's from Where's Waldo?
He is the one that Jamie Lannister, I believe.
Oh, yeah, this is nerdy.
Well, you know who's 100 today?
Who?
Norman Lear.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yes.
Creator of All in the Family and many
Yeah.
others.
Still alive.
100.
Always
yes,
staring
he's
at people.
still alive.
Yeah.
He made it to 100.
Giving him the side eye, Josh.
Back here on Earth, we have birthdays. The great actress Maya Rudolph.
Sure.
Wonderful poet, too.
Saturday Night Live. She is?
That's Maya Angelou.
That's my bad.
Yeah. That is Maya Bad, yeah.
Maya bad.
And her mom was Minnie Riperton, right?
Yeah.
And she's married to Anderson, Paul Thomas Anderson. Alex Rodriguez. Second, I can't talk for some reason.
No, you had it right the first time, yeah.
A-Rod. I'll just do it that way.
Sure.
Usually you see that in IKEA instructions.
A-Rod?
The A-Rod goes into the slot B. And
I met him, and I was nervous because I had heard he was an A-hole, but he was not. He was very kind to
Oh,
me.
good.
Yeah.
He was one of the first really big contract players, right?
Yeah.
Chick, here you go. Happy birthday, Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, yeah.
Quarterback?
On his way out with the Tennessee Titans.
Okay.
Time to put up or shut up.
Future Hall of Famer? Or?
Nope. He's the one who said, I'm not teaching. Who'd they draft? Daggone. I'm not teaching backup quarterbacks. Not my job.
Wow.
Yeah, that was weird.
Sounds like a real team player.
Okay. 1596, of course, Sir Walter Raleigh brought the first tobacco into England from Virginia.
That didn't take off, did it?
Nothing smokes smooth like a Raleigh.
They liked it so much they made him a sir. How about that? And there was a brand of cigarettes called Raleigh's.
Well, yes, there was.
Are they still out there?
Maybe. I don't know. Time now for Things We Learned, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts, 6,000 Napa Auto Parts stores, 17,000 auto care centers. Napa, the fuel that helps drivers like you get up and go. Christy Lee looks nice today.
Oh, thank you very much.
We all figured she had a job interview coming up.
I like what you're doing with your boobs and your butt.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
They're getting bigger. Is that what you like?
Pat Godwin is Pat Godwin back and still using the women's restaurant.
Yes.
For some reason, we don't know
So
what.
odd.
We missed something in history.
What'd we miss?
1866, the long-awaited Atlantic Telegraph successfully laid.
What?
The telegraph.
The cable?
Yeah.
The telegraph cable?
Oh, I bet he was going to play that stupid Morse code song that I hate so
Thank goodness we got that in.
Great song.
Yeah, no joke.
The five Americans in the classic
What
Western
hath
Union.
God brought or something? Isn't that the first telegram?
Oh, was it really?
I don't know.
We have to play that on Sam Morse's birthday, and we play it on the anniversary of the song coming out and on the anniversary of the thing getting laid, apparently.
And if anyone mentions a nudist, we have to play.
Yes.
It's classic.
Even partially clad.
I like a running gag. Emphasis on gag.
We looked online to order Tom a powdered wig.
Yeah, they have quite a few options for you, buddy.
And he really just wants a powdered merkin, sounds
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. Jerry Jones talked about a former Shorter employee and used the M word during his remarks. And now the Anti-Defamation League for Little People are very upset about it. Mega Millions jackpot for tomorrow, Friday's drawing, worth over $1 billion, Tom. We got to get tickets.
Got to get some tickets.
Yeah. And Pat Godwin's dad was in the theater.
Yes.
And always corrected him like he was on stage. Patrick!
Enunciate, boy.
Line!
They can't hear you in the back.
Wrap it up!
Exit, stage left. Thank you so much. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
For a complete copy of the Bob and Tom Show contest rules, go to bobandtom.com/contest-rules. Or just scroll down to the bottom of the page and see contest rules. This is the Bob and Tom Show.